Because it's a rock. But I got to say, we just seen Ray Soon that real genuine dude. I got solution. I got solution. Like, we just got home and stuff. Appreciate that. We need artists like you.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah. You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already know. Right.
You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, getting on my vote, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on some no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm on the loan, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm on the loan, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back.
Hey, Toto, you made this?
Yeah. Alright.
Hey, Tuna, you made this?
I'm on the loan. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm on the loan. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, getting on my vote, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on some no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm on the loan, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm on the loan, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your man 151, CP3 in the building.
You know it.
You watching a hell of a football game right now. What up, what up,
We
what up,
got the
what up, what up?
AFC Championship game going on, going to overtime. Kansas City jumped out on a 21-3 lead. I figured the game was pretty much over. I took Kansas City after that miraculous comeback win last week in the divisional round. But Cincinnati, I had a couple of folks chime in on a couple of my posts, said, Cincinnati was a second half team and watched Joe Burrow, and he definitely stepped up, was able to score 18 unanswered, 21 unanswered, so Kansas City just got the 3 points to tie the game with 3 seconds, with no time left on the clock to force overtime. They just had the coin toss. I missed who won, But this game is definitely going to come down to the wire. And then you have the NFC Championship game, San Francisco versus the Rams, who I'm going with the Rams. But we got to get through this game. I only missed 2 games in the postseason so far. I'm trying to keep my record where it is. So we'll keep you updated on that. But it's been a very entertaining game and a tale of 2 halves. And Joe Burrow has looked very impressive in his second year. And Mahomes, his first half was ridiculous. Second half, Cincinnati made some adjustments, and they weren't able to contain Kansas City's offense and able to hold them to the 3 points to end the regulation. But we're definitely going to see how this game pans out because Cincinnati definitely is looking impressive. They had the momentum. I think Kansas City seized it with that drive to tie the game, depending on who got the ball first. We saw Kansas City do a walk-off overtime win last week, didn't give the ball back, and went and scored a touchdown and ended the game. And want to see what happens if that happens again this week for either team.
So who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
My picks were Kansas City and the Rams going to the Super Bowl, and trying to see who won the coin toss, who's about to get the ball.
This has been a very exciting game.
It looks like Kansas City is getting the ball first, so we're going to see if Kansas City is going to try to do back-to-back walk-off wins in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. It's going to be very interesting. That last drive that took up the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter was very impressive. Had a bad play call and bad execution to hold them to a field goal. They get a chance to go down there and end it all right now. I believe Mahomes has it in his mind to end this game off. So since he doesn't even get the ball back to even make it go back and forth. So I'll definitely keep you updated since Kansas City has a ball in the 25 starting overtime right now. Over through the screen to Robinson. They had it pretty well covered, but Robinson is elusive.
Yo, what's going on, Johnny? Our friend from New Zealand, Johnny's in the building. Yo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, fam?
Yeah, we always talk about you, man, and your talented family. Yo, what's going on, Johnny? Our friend from New Zealand, Johnny's in the building. Yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, we always talk about you, man, and your talented family. I don't know if you old enough to remember this. WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, hell yeah.
So the guy who played Johnny Fever passed away.
Howard Hessman?
Yes.
Oh, man. That was my dude.
It was just reported
So the guy who played
complications from colon surgery.
Damn.
Yeah, he passed away. That's iconic character.
It was just reported
Complications from colon surgery.
Man, 2022 been rough to start out, bro.
Yeah, I know. 2022 has been a monster start. Has been a real rough monster.
3rd and 10 for Kansas City. Mahomes going deep down the middle.
It has been a monster start now.
Oh, and it was picked off, deflected. Tackle.
And Johnny just listens to some new music, man. I love it because he always sends, like, when he sees his feeds, he always sends us music and stuff, man. You don't got a big or anything like that. And, he supports the channel,
I love
shares
it because he always sends, like, when he sees his feeds, he always sends us music. You don't got to beg.
Should we wait for Lady Anthony? She just go ahead and play it now.
I said, let's go ahead and play. We can always run it back later on. We know it's going to be hot, so, we can always run it back again.
We're definitely going to. Matter of fact, man. Should we wait for Lady Anthony?
Ooh, that was a hell of a turnover. Hell of a play by the defender. Pass going to Tariq Hill, got deflected, and the second guy there got the ball clean. Cincinnati with the ball on their 45, looking to walk off with any score, field goal or a touchdown, I believe.
It's from his son.
I'm anxious. That's why we starting this joint over with.
I'm anxious.
Find me a girl so I can play this too.
Start
Hey,
this joint
man.
over with.
He said rapping was secondary to him.
Pull up, let me slide out. So ride with me if you're ride. You'll find out. Ay, I'ma pull up, let me slide out. So ride with me if you know you finna ride out. A side on me that I know you tryna find out. Beside on me, cause I'm gonna make you mine now. Ay, I'ma pull up, let me slide out. So ride with me if you know you finna ride out. A side on me that I know you tryna find out. Beside on me, cause I'm gonna make you mine. Besides the bullshit in the past, and all the people that said they love you, but ain't never had your back. Girl, I'm tryna understand. It's being fake, something that this generation taking as a trend. Baby, I'ma show you I'll be there to the end. I said, whether we broke or rich or whether we together or just friends, I'ma show you what it means. I'ma show you what it's like. I'ma show you that our dreams and I'm reaching in our sight. Know that everything ain't perfect and we still gon' have our fight, but shit is fine. Only difference is the way we view inside. You're so beautiful, body of mine. Know that everybody sees the world different, but I said I see it shine when I look at you, laying next to you until the night gone. Gave me inspiration, so you know I had to write a song and grind. You deserve the world and I'm about to give it, baby. You know the reason why I'm about to make you mine. Saying you been up late nights, I feel the mood. I hope you know I'm only doing this for us. Damn, time flew, more flights and another tour bus. And I wanna be back with you up in our bed. I can't relax, I'm out making this bread. But shawty know that I'll be yours until the end of time. Ay, I'ma pull up, let me slide out. So ride with me if you know you finna ride out. A side on me that I know you tryna find out. Beside on me, cause I'm gonna make you mine now. Ay, I'ma pull up, let me slide out. So ride with me if you know you finna ride out. A side on me that I know you tryna find out. Beside on me, cause I'm gonna make you mine now. I'm about to make you mine, oh mine,
Yeah, I think that joint plays smooth. I like that.
No doubt, nice smooth vibe to it.
Got a good, like little feel. I love stuff that keep you feeling like little small storytelling.
Yeah,
And
I
stuff.
like that joint. Plays smooth. I like that joint.
Mm.
Nice, smooth.
Yeah,
I like the
update on the
little
game.
feel.
Cincinnati
I
with a
love
crucial
stuff that keep you feeling
turnover,
like
driving the
little
ball
small
down.
storytelling and stuff.
They were on Kansas City's looking about 15, looking to get ready to get their trip to the Super Bowl, their ticket handed to them in Kansas City, which I did not predict. So I'm looking like I'm gonna be eating my words and taking a third loss of the postseason unexpectedly in this game. I thought Kansas City was going to run away with it after we saw that first half, and Cincinnati damn sure answered the call.
Yes. So Johnny just basically said that his son Favor has 83 unreleased tracks. They're gonna get them organized. Definitely put that on Spotify.
So Johnny just
Definitely
basically said
shoot some
that his
videos,
son,
whatever.
Favor,
Let us know, man. 'Cause we are definitely going to support that. Definitely gonna say it here.
unreleased tracks.
You are blessed. If you have such a talented family, I mean,
And definitely shoot some videos. Let us know, man. We are definitely
Not bad.
You are blessed that you have such a talented family.
I hit the wrong button.
One of the most talented families.
It's definitely a good look, and
We going crazy over here. So,
Oh man, damn.
you know,
Can't believe
it's definitely a good
Cincinnati
look,
bounced back like they did after that first half. This is very impressive. Guess I'll be rooting for. Well, depends on when the NFC game. As long as the Rams win, I have to do a coin flip. I'd like to see Matthew Stafford get a ring after all them years he spent in Detroit.
so Jamil had put on. Shout out to Jamil.
he had posed this question.
So
What
so
basically
Jamil, had put on shout out to
rappers?
Jamil.
What's that
Yeah,
one beat that
pose
puts
this
you, that
question.
gets you in, and gets your mind, and you start to
What
basically spaz out,
basically
get you going and stuff. For him, it was
rappers,
my please by
what's that one beat that puts you that gets you in, that gets
Don
your mind
Kennedy and Nipsey
and
Hussle.
start to
He just makes you
spaz
want
out,
to freestyle.
get you going
So
and
to me,
stuff.
I would even take it
For him,
further.
it was my
No, you
Please
don't
by,
gotta be a rapper.
uh,
What beat
Don
just opens you
Kennedy
up and make you want to
Hustle.
make you want to sing or make
makes
you
you want to freestyle. So to
do
me, I would
something.
even
For me,
take it
what I put down
further.
was microphone feed.
You don't gotta
That's
be a
just one
rapper.
of because we grew up on microphone
What beat
feed.
does
Microphone
opens you
feed
up and
is
makes you
essentially
want to
always
rap, or make you want to sing, or make you
that joint just makes you.
do something. For me, what I put down was microphone fiend.
There's a couple
That's
of
one
Fabulous
I grew up
Breed.
on Microphone fiend. Microphone
it's-
fiend.
That joint is mean.
Like
See, with me not really being a rapper, I've gotten the booth a few times and, you know,
there's a couple of
spit some stuff
Fabulous
off the top of
Breed.
my head. I wouldn't classify myself as a
That
rapper.
joint is mean.
But
What
it-
beat opens you up to make you want to rap?
It depends, like, I guess what got me into the booth. I hate to say this. I know you ain't gonna approve, but it was them Dipset tracks, man. I had the Dipset instrumental. Yeah, I had the instrumentals, and just some of those tracks, it just made me want to get in the booth. Now before, it was stuff like Mobb Deep, even though I wasn't a real Mobb Deep fan.
Shit one was the beat.
Yeah, I had the instrumentals,
Shit one
and
was the beat. Shit one was like one of the greatest rap beats ever.
Cincinnati is going to the Super Bowl.
Cincinnati is going to the Super Bowl.
Cincinnati is going to the Super Bowl to represent the AFC after knocking off Kansas City
You think that was gonna happen?
27-24 in Kansas City. As I said, I have to eat my words and my pick. A couple of folks had called me out online, and I will have to say, if y'all watching, you were correct. Cincinnati's second half team, and they found a way to win.
You said it.
I mean, that's when I was surrounded by other folks that was actually in the industry, and I was making, putting together beats for them, and then they had some instrumentals. Those were some of the ones that put me in the mode to say I was in the right. We had enough drinks and had enough herbal medication going around where I just had some shit on my chest and on my mind I had to get off, and it came out. But yeah, man, a good beat could get anybody in that mode to want to spit something.
So, any particular Dipset song?
The Dipset anthem, of course.
The Dipset.
Yeah, and it was some of the ones on like J.R. Ryder, some of the beats on some of the mixtapes that I heard that wasn't necessarily put out in the mainstream, but a lot of the stuff that they had on their albums, especially with Diplomatic Immunity, some of those tracks, yeah. I used to bang them joints, man. Them was my shits. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hate Dipset, but at that time in my life, when I was doing that shit, that was like the theme to my life at that point. I was doing a whole bunch of wild shit. I mean, I was doing it because it was just some wild shit.
I love Cam.
Yeah.
But I think Dipset, like Jules Santana, is garbage to me.
To me, if he didn't get fucked up in the, whatever he was in, if he would have studied his craft and continued to grow, he could have been a top MC in my opinion. I mean, some of his mixtape stuff, some of the mixtape stuff that he had that was putting out there with J.R. Ryder.
Will set like those are great lyrics.
No, I'm talking about some of the stuff on the mixtape stuff. Like I said, not the stuff that they put out there. That was the shit the mainstream motherfuckers love. Hey man, like I said, I listen to a lot of Jules.
I thought Jim Jones. I thought Jules was gonna be hot, and I wound up liking Jim Jones better because Jim Jones knew how to make a song.
Yeah, Jones has a better voice and he knows how to make a song, but he's not lyrically. Yeah, he's not lyrically
Jones
shit.
wasn't even a great MC.
Nah, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jules got a lot worse.
Yeah, he did. He did, unfortunately.
Like,
but
he should never make another
But he
CD.
wasn't. Jones
I'm
wasn't
had-
I love hip hop.
See, he's gotten a lot better.
Yo shit
and
don't
Jules
crack.
got a lot worse.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm hurt
But
by
I
each
mean,
result.
He should never make another CD. I mean, get to that level of hip hop.
I'm so disappointed you said that.
Yo shit don't
Hey
rank.
man, well you know any Jay-Z joint, so I feel like that was.
I mean, you listen to the Jigga joint, be like,
I feel like that was no need to be said. We all know that.
If you said
I
a
had to-
UGK song, be like,
But see, that's the obvious though. I had to go with the
But then
unobvious.
you said
I mean, you
this.
listen to the Jigga
Well, I know,
joint, be
because I
like,
know you
yo,
wasn't gonna like that
if
shit.
that UGK song, be like, yo, them UGK.
I was a Dipset fan, bro. I'm sorry, man. I can't help it.
Try to compare Dipset to Wu-Tang.
Oh, now see, I would never even
So
utter those. I would never even utter those
It'd
words.
be like, yo, the Dipset's moving like the Wu-Tang movie. No, it's
I'm a Dipset fan, not a Dipset fanatic. There's a difference.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
that.
just saying. If we talking beats that make you want to rhyme,
Dipset's
alright.
moving like the Wu-Tang movie. No, it's not.
You know what?
Hey, man.
If you said Cameron, I'd been
I'm
like,
just saying.
yo, Cameron got some bangers.
If we talking beats that make you want to rhyme.
Oh boy was a good beat. I'm going
You
to
know what?
a
If you said Cameron,
going to Ohio or something
I'd
like
been
that.
like, yo,
That's
Cameron got
what I'm
some bangers.
saying.
I mean, like I said, I
I
was listening to all of them joints.
I'm
I
going
mean,
to,
because there was more comedy on this. The skits were more funny
went to Ohio,
that made you
something
want
like
to tune in than actual
what I'm
lyrics.
saying.
Some of the skits. No, man. I mean, oh, the word. I mean,
No, I take that back. Cameron was alright.
yeah, he couldn't just stay out of jail. That's his problem.
And JR, see the lesser known Dipset niggas was tight. Like JR Ryder was tight.
Yeah, he was sick too.
And that's what made me mad was like 3 people knew who J.R. Ryder was, but everybody knew who fucking Jules Santana is.
It's all about marketing, man. It's all about marketing.
And that's what
J.R. Ryder is a hood nigga.
like 3 people
Hell
knew
Rail
J.R.
is a
Ryder
hood
was,
nigga.
But everybody knew who fucking Jules Santana is.
Obviously not enough
That shit
alcohol.
was ridiculous. And then
But-
Def Jam signed this nigga?
I thought that was interesting. You know, like I said, for me, it was old school beats.
Obviously not enough alcohol.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some, I mean, I could have tons of beats, some new school stuff too.
But
I mean, not just even that's
I thought that was
New York.
interesting. You know, like I said, for me, it was old
beats
school.
bombs over Baghdad.
Oh,
I mean, don't get me wrong. This some, I mean,
don't even
I
start
think
on
some-
Outkast.
That was just a straight NPC.
I mean,
joint.
not just even that's just because they're in New York. I mean,
I mean, it's so many.
Beats
Yo, so
bombs
there was a
over
dude
Baghdad.
that put something on Jamel's joint. And I actually went to it, so I put a
that was
YouTube link
a
of
straight
microphone
NPC
feed.
joint.
He put a YouTube link of some shit that I ain't never heard of, and I was like, yo, this is
So many.
trash. I had to
So
put the
there was a
laugh.
dude that put something on Jamel's joint.
It was
And
some
I
house
actually went to
music,
it, so I
and
put
they
a
had,
YouTube link of
it looked like it was shot in
He
DC,
put a
some house
YouTube link
music,
of
and
some
they
shit I
had
ain't never heard of.
two
I was like,
motherfuckers
this is trash.
like
I
robbing
put
a
the laugh
museum
on.
and getting chased with a gun, and I was like, yo,
It was some
this is the
house
most hilarious
music,
thing,
and
because
then
if you
they
thought
had-
this was a good beat that
It
made you
looked like it
want
was
to
shot in
sing,
DC.
this beat
House
makes me want to
music,
throw
and they
up.
had 2 motherfuckers like robbing a museum.
Glad you didn't send it to me. Glad you didn't send it to me.
Chased with a gun, and I was like,
No.
yo, this the most
Jamel
hilarious
had,
thing, 'cause if you
it was
thought this
it was
it made
on
you
post
want to
full
sing,
attention.
this beat makes me
No.
want to
So
throw up. I thought it was horrible.
let's
No. Jamel had it was on a
That's
post
hilarious.
full attention effort.
I'm
So
still in shock from the AFC game.
you okay to do the car ambulance?
Nah, I just might get a little smoke in here during the video break.
play a video.
Let's play Renegades.
You okay to be the car
Like
ambulance?
me smoking when you talk. Black people and shit.
Anyway, let's play Renegades. Get out. I ain't smoking.
Run, yo, no.
So Developable was basically what song
I was
makes
down,
you
now I'm
like,
really
what
about to
makes
go
you
get up.
rap, stuff like that.
10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up.
Exactly.
That's what you get when you
Well, I
gon'
listen
fuck
to
with the
this. Like I
vision.
said, I used to listen to their beats.
My money be piling, we don't do division.
That's what we listen to. It.
The feds be
All the
watching, I
niggas
just
you
gotta
said this
get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet they didn't get up.
It was so like I said, you don't go
My
to
money was
Diplomatic
low, but
Community
now I'ma
joint. You
get
go
up.
to the first Dipset anthem joint.
Bet they would get up.
Yeah, I ain't have.
Pushing
I
this
don't
weight,
remember that.
I'm doing sit-ups.
I don't remember that. You know how long ago that was?
I was just dirty, now I
You know
got
how
my
old
foot
that
up.
is now?
Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us.
Whatever.
And I pack a bag if you think that I'm tripping.
Like what we already
I keep this shit brisk, like I'm sitting lips on.
Oh, hold up. You was born in
You know
98.
niggas don't know what to get on.
You said you 25. You
You
was
ain't
born in
shit.
98.
So your niggas gon' get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways.
10
Niggas
years
always
or
be burnt out, so I
few
dip them
months.
all in the ashtray. I don't understand
dog
these niggas
years?
that just always
Like,
talking about, yeah, they
shit, what the-
past ways. I don't understand these bitches
Oh,
always
this COVID
comparing me
years.
to they past days. I give a fuck
Niggas
about
gonna
you.
start changing their ages now.
Give a
Dog,
fuck
I got
about
an
me.
age in COVID years,
I just be
man.
rapping for money. You be
Go out
rapping
for my
for
last 3
free.
birthdays.
Feel like that I rap like a god.
Celebrate.
The reason they call me
Nigga, I was
G.
in the house for my 3
I'm a
birthdays. I ain't had nowhere to go anyway.
Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil with Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Robert Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash,
get
hey,
down
on
top
Twitter.
of
Your
it.
bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind
down
your
top
pinner.
dog.
I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we about to get up.
What you talk about, man?
10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up.
You know somebody probably crazy.
That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division.
Don't ask me what's in my cup.
Feds
I'm
be
drinking
watching, I
more.
just gotta get up.
Learn not that
I was just down, now I'ma get
I'm
up.
drinking
coffee all day.
Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up.
a little warm.
My money was low, but now I'ma get up.
It's 30 degrees outside.
Hey, very rainy.
Right, yeah, let's say you come in with shorts on. Ooh, it's hot.
Yo, that's where the game Get Up joint. Next month, we're gonna make that song available on all digital platforms.
Cool,
That's where the
cool.
Get Up jump.
You know, we playing it, and then
Next month,
soon we
we're gonna make
we're in
that
the works
song
of,
available
working on another video. Kind of delayed it.
we're playing it, and then soon we'll be we're in the works.
I don't know if I can get my gun. I don't know if I can get my gun down to
We're
Texas.
gonna be in Austin.
Kind of delayed.
I don't know if I can get my gun down to Texas, man, for the video.
Also, one of my favorite parts.
I mean, you should love Texas. That's an open carry state.
Yeah, but I got to get it down there. Y'all flying. I be driving.
You know how long this is gonna take? Never mind. I'm not even.
It's only a 22-hour ride.
Who
I mean, you should love
only?
Texas.
Yeah, it's only, I didn't did it before.
What the hell was you driving to Texas?
I was
Uh-huh.
dropping off somebody.
Somebody or something.
Somebody's.
Someone was moving to Texas and they needed somebody to ride with
They
them.
moving something to Texas.
They was moving to
Oh,
Texas.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say something.
And
Moving something.
I told you my ex there was
Yeah,
working
she
for.
was,
Yeah.
You
You
know.
head on the highway?
That time, nah. When we went to Ohio, but then we got pulled over. But you know,
You got pulled over for what?
I was speeding.
Head on the highway.
Why was you speeding?
Something caught the back of her throat.
Mm-hmm.
you know how y'all do. You know, then I hit the gas a little bit too. I was driving her car, and I wasn't used to it. You know, a little faster than I expected. I didn't know I was doing 85.
You didn't know?
But it was, you know, in Ohio, it's like a 75, 80 mile per hour. So,
So you
yeah.
got a ticket?
Nah, I talked my way out of
You was like, I'm doing some dumb.
it. Nah, I usually, she was like, yeah, it's my girl car. I didn't know how fast. I didn't realize I was going this fast. I'm sorry, officer. You're almost where we're going. All right, don't let it happen. Thank you. You have a great day and be safe.
Look at
Hell yeah.
your neutral,
Yeah.
racial
My
neutral
non-threatening voice. Yes, sir. No, sir.
I give you a So congratulations to Bobby Lashley because he beat Brock Lesnar last night. So he has a second. So finally, a black man has beaten Brock Lesnar.
But I thought Brock was going to WrestleMania.
He is.
So
That's the bottom
congratulations to Bobby Lashley
But
because he
that's
beat
not-
Brock Lesnar last
Talk about
night.
that.
So he has a second.
Well,
so finally, a
you know,
black man has beaten
They
Brock
said this
Lesnar.
is one of the worst. The men's Royal Rumble match.
Is it right?
It was the worst ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
I can believe it.
one,
Well, you know, they said
They
this is one of
really-
the worst.
out of
The men's
all
Royal
the
Rumble
people in
match
there besides Brock
was the
Lesnar before
worst
he came in,
ever.
there was probably only two other people,
Because
maybe three,
one,
that possibly could actually.
they really,
So all these other guys,
all the people in there besides Brock Lesnar
And
when he came in there.
their biggest
there was
surprise
probably only two
entrance
other people.
of the night was fucking Shane McMahon.
that possibly could have
Nobody
actually
cares
main
about
event WrestleMania. all
So
these other
the
guys-
women's Royal Rumble had all these
Their
returning
biggest surprise entrance
stars
of the night
from
was fucking
Because
from
Shayna.
when
when I was
Ronda was on there, right?
Ronda came back,
Oh Lord.
Lita
So,
was there. They
the
even
women's
Love
Royal
Ronda?
Rumble
No, I was more of a
had
Lita
all
fan.
these returning
Ronda Rousey.
I was around it fan too,
stars
but I ain't really
from-
watch her
from
when she
when I
was in
was
the.
from-
Yeah, because that was very recent.
Ronda
Yeah,
came
I didn't.
back.
I wasn't watching it.
Lita was there.
I
They
just started
fought-
tuning in a little bit just because one of our podcast partners, be covering wrestling, and he got me back interested into it. So, and plus the the women's division's gotten a lot better.
It has since we were young, yeah.
Yeah, a lot
and you see
better.
the Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool, Ivory, who did her right to censor gimmick, and she came out with the siren and talking shit, and she really
And
they did
see, the
she
Undertaker's
wasn't
wife,
too
Michelle
there,
McCool,
but she I didn't know Ivory was fucking
did her
sexy.
right to censor gimmick
and she
Wow.
still took a nice spill.
with the siren
I
and
mean, but
talking
these guys
shit,
do
and
it,
they
so,
did- they did. She wasn't
Undertaker's
she
like
there,
a million,
but she I didn't know Ivory was fucking
Hogan kept
And
coming
she still
back.
took a
and-
nice
Ric Flair,
spill.
Yeah,
shit.
Ric Flair.
That nigga was in his 70s, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Shit.
And they keep coming back
Yeah,
and
true,
going.
true.
And even Arnold stepped in the ring. He was old as dirt when he did, so.
So it was like I said, the women's had everything the
Yeah,
men
true.
and I
Should
think
have had.
because the women's were so good that there's several people that
So it was.
we knew
It was
Ronda
the-
was
like I
coming,
said,
but
the
there were some
women's
people if she
had
didn't come
everything
that
the
could have won
men-
it anyway.
And I think
Yeah,
that-
Like
because the women's were so
the
good.
minute Brock showed
that
up, we all right.
There's several people that
I mean, I was really hoping Big E
Ronda
would have
was
won it.
coming, but there were
Yeah.
several people if she didn't come.
I'm
that could've won
praying
it
that
anyway. Like
I would love to see Big
um,
E
the
and
minute
Bobby
Brock
Lashley
showed up, we got
collide
right.
one time.
Right.
And it will probably
I mean,
be the
I was
first
really hoping
time
Big E
two
would've won
black men have
Um,
wrestled.
I'm
have main
praying
event
that
WrestleMania.
they.
Right.
I would love to see Big E and Bobby Lashley.
Unfortunately, they
go at
didn't
it
move
one more
Big E
time.
back to SmackDown
And
in the
it's
tag
probably
team.
the first
Basically,
time
with Kobe
two
King,
black
they stopped
men
the push.
have wrestled.
However,
have main evented WrestleMania.
I don't think it was the right time to.
Unfortunately,
Big E should have
they
been over a
didn't
while
bring
ago,
back
but
the
they
SmackDown to be in the tag team.
Lashley was on a
Basically,
nice
with Kofi
tear.
King,
Yeah.
they stopped
And
his push.
they stopped his
However,
tear really quick.
I don't think it was the
and
right time to. Big
I
E
don't-
should have
I
been
don't
over
think
a
it was the
while
right
ago,
time.
but they.
Yeah.
Lashley was
and
on
I
a
think
nice
Big E kind of
tear,
got caught up in it. He's a
and
phenomenal
they
wrestler.
stopped his
A
tear
great personality.
really
He's like the ultimate
quick,
baby face.
and
I just hate
I don't think
that
it was the right
you
time.
know he was dumped out
So,
by.
and I think Big E kind of got caught up in it. He's a phenomenal wrestler.
He
Great
should have been at least
personality,
Big E
like
should have been in
the
one of the
ultimate
finals.
Yeah, he should have been there much
I
longer.
just hate that, he
They gotta be
dumped
that man
out
better.
by.
because One New Day.
Not who dumped him out, but,
New Day sells a
he should have
ton
been at least
of
Big E should have
fucking
been one of the
merchandise
final four.
for the WWE, and
Mhm.
not only
They
Big
do.
E, but they should
They
really
gotta
have
do
done
that better
Kofi.
because
Like
one,
Xavier
New Day-
Woods has the only title
New Day
Xavier Woods has
sells a
ever
ton
had in the
of
WWE
fucking merchandise.
is the
for the
tag team
WWE,
titles with
and
the New Day.
Not only Big E, but they
And
should
they're
have
all
done
three are phenomenal wrestlers.
like Xavier Woods has
who
the only
at
title
least like
Xavier
Xavier
Woods
Woods could
has
at least
ever
had held a
with
big
WWE
part title by now.
is
Right.
the tag team titles with the New Day.
You know, they gave him the
They're
King
all
of the
three
Ring
are phenomenal
basically
wrestlers.
because he pushed to have the King of the Ring.
At
come
least
back.
like Xavier Woods could at least have held a
Yeah,
big
it
part
was-
title by now.
I know I fell asleep.
I didn't watch it.
You
I
know,
was
they
trying
gave
to
him the
watch
King
it.
of the
but
Ring,
it-
basically
I
because
don't know
he
if I
pushed
was
to have
tired
the
or
King
I-
of the Ring come back.
Well, I don't know that it sucked that bad.
But yeah, it
It was on
was.
the Lynchburg.
I ain't gonna. I fell asleep
match.
before.
Yeah, so
I was trying to watch it and I
for
just
me, I felt like
I don't know if I was
based off
tired
of
or I,
everything that's
well, I
been
don't know
going
that
on
it
lately, I
sucked
felt like
that
it was
bad
gonna be
that I was-
trash,
it was on the
and
men's
I
World
was
Cup match,
that was
too, I was-
confirmed as soon as it was over. People were hitting me up, hey, did you see that?
Yeah, a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were upset. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of people were upset.
Yeah, so I,
A
but I feel
lot
like
of people were
whether
upset.
Brock
They were like,
won
yeah, this joint's
technically, he still won. You know,
um,
why is he
first of all, I don't like how they explain
him going?
he just coming in there and just like when they
Or I'm just gonna go to WrestleMania.
First
when
of all,
they
I don't
did,
like how they explained.
Becky Lynch several years ago.
He
They
just
did the
coming in
whole
there
storyline.
and
She had
said,
lost.
Brock.
She had lost
Like
to
when they
Charlotte that
when they
day, and then the person,
Becky Lynch
Lana,
several
whoever
years ago.
was
They
going
did
to the
the
ring,
whole
and whoever
storyline.
was jumped
She had
out the
lost.
ring, attacked
She had
her.
lost,
She couldn't go. Becky Lynch came out.
think
She
Charlotte
told her,
that
"Oh
day,
no,
yeah.
go take my spot. Go take my
The
spot."
person,
Now
Lana,
that made
whoever
sense, and
was
then
going
they
to the
wound
ring,
up
whoever
having
was jumped out
a
the ring
triple threat
attacked
in
her,
which it was
and she couldn't go.
Becky
Becky
Lynch,
Lynch came out.
Charlotte,
She told
and,
her,
Ronda
"Oh,
Rousey,
no, go
and
take
they
my
main
spot.
evented
Go take my
WrestleMania.
spot." Now that made sense.
And that happened.
They
which
wound up having
the storyline
a
purpose
triple
makes
threat,
sense.
which,
Like, he just walked
Becky
in.
Lynch,
Yeah, because
Charlotte,
he's
and,
running
Ronda Rousey.
everything right
They
now, and
main
that's
evented
not. That's why I said
WrestleMania.
he won,
Uh,
even though he
yeah,
didn't
that happened,
technically
which
win.
storyline
Yeah,
purpose
yeah.
makes sense.
I don't like that.
I mean, it was different to have Brock Lesnar as what they call a transitional champion. Basically, they took the belt off Big E to put it on Brock Lesnar just to give it back to Bobby Lashley. If that was the case, they could have just had.
I mean, it was
Bobby
different
Lashley
to
win
have
the day one
Brock
pay-per-view
Lesnar.
from the
That's
start.
what they call a
But I
transition
guess they
champion.
finally
Basically,
wanted.
they took the
And
belt
don't
off
get me
Big E,
wrong,
put
because
it on
Bobby
Brock
Lashley after
Lesnar,
this match,
just to give it
fucking
back
over
to
4 years
Bobby
ago when he
Lashley.
came
That
back,
was the way
the
they could
face
say
Brock Lesnar,
Bobby
and they
Lashley
never
put the
put it
day one
together. And they
pay-per-view
kept giving Bobby Lashley
But I guess they
mid-card
finally
titles.
wanted. And don't get me wrong, because
And if
Bobby
they had
Lashley
used
after
Bobby
this match,
Lashley like the way he
fucking
was
over
used
4
in
years ago when he
TNA,
came back, the face
Impact
Brock Lesnar,
Wrestling,
and they never put it
they
together.
finally
They kept
started
giving
to
Bobby Lashley mid-card titles.
very dominant run. She started to look
And
like
if
a
they had
dominant
used
champion.
Bobby Lashley
Yeah.
like the way he was used in
And
TNA,
he was one of the most entertaining things
Impact
on
Wrestling,
Raw
they finally
since the
started to
pandemic.
Right.
very
I-
dominant run when she started to look
I'm-
like a
I'm-
dominant champion.
I'm not the only person that feels this
And
way.
he was one of
so
the most entertaining things on
I feel
Raw
like it's spiraling
since the
downhill,
pandemic.
It's been
and
violent.
but it's getting worse. So, like out of nowhere, it just got really bad.
Let me
Really bad.
let's be clear. Raw is a terrible show. First of all, it's 3 hours, and it should never be 3 hours. WCW Nitro, when it went to 3 hours, was the worst thing. And Raw went to 3 hours.
Raw is a terrible.
And that was because,
First
and it's
of all,
not
it's
even
3
because
hours,
of
and
the
it should never be
WWE.
3 hours.
The USA Network
WCW Nitro when it went to 3 hours was
Right.
the worst thing.
Mm,
And
They
Raw
have
went
nothing
to
for that.
3 hours.
That's crazy to me.
And that was because
So it's
it's not
terrible.
even because of WWE.
SmackDown
The
is the
USA
better show.
networks make Raw 3 hours.
better storylines. They
They
have
have
on the
other
Reigns. Like Roman Reigns has been champion for like fucking almost
so
2
it's
years. With Raw,
SmackDown
the title has
is
bounced.
the better show.
Like when Brock had it for a year,
Better
you probably saw him
storylines. They
maybe
have
4
Roman
times
Reigns.
that
Like, Roman
year.
Reigns
Right.
has been
It wasn't like he had it
champion
and he
for, like,
defended it all the
almost 2
time. He had it, and you know, you would go
Raw,
through months without seeing the
Raw.
world champion.
But look at who we're
Like
talking.
when Brock had it for
That's
a
in his
year,
contract.
you probably saw him maybe 4 times that year. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
it
he
just
had
been
it and he
terrible.
defended it all the time. He had it, and you know you would go for months without seeing the Raw champion.
But shout out to Bobby Lashley. I thought that was.
So
I
yeah,
see you
it's been a
CP3. He got
terrible
his name on the side of his hat
Yeah,
as a hashtag too.
you know, gotta represent
Shout out to
brand, you know,
Bobby Lashley.
got some things in the works, trying to get some branding and some trademark and stuff taken care of. You know, trying to make some
Oh,
moves,
yeah.
trying to get some income coming in, get some new apparel made up. One of my partners started a leggings company, so I'm about to reach out to him.
Leggings.
Yeah, and he apparently opened up a store. See if I can get sports OTHP on a couple of women's asses
I
going
knew you was
around.
gonna say
you know.
something.
That's advertising. It's free advertisement. You see that on somebody's ass, you're gonna Google that shit.
So speaking of ass,
Oh wait.
See the segue? See?
ass. So Nick Cannon's about to have another baby.
So speaking of ass,
Oh yeah, he
So
told me.
speaking of what?
Yeah, he
ass.
apparently he's getting a lot of ass.
Yes.
But his
Nick
his
Cannon's about
therapist
to have
told
another
him to
baby.
stop having sex. Apparently he doesn't listen.
Apparently, we know his favorite artist must be ODB.
Yeah,
baby, I like it wrong.
apparently.
We got the anti-vaxxers. He's the anti-latex. He will never put a condom on.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
these chicks are not using the
Apparently, we know
pill.
this
I mean, he
Right.
taking care. He got
Morning after.
income coming in.
Like nothing.
I'm like, at least a Plan B and an orange juice, niggas.
Yeah,
They
like,
just had a baby not too long ago. I guess he's
Well,
making
a
up.
baby. No, he had like
Yeah, the-
3 in the span of 12 months.
Yeah,
No,
151 told me one of the twins passed away.
It wasn't a twin.
I thought it was.
it wasn't a twin?
No, it wasn't one of his twins. It was a single baby. The youngest passed away.
Okay.
So I guess he's trying to make up for it. I guess
But he had 4 in the span of a year.
wasn't it, Tom?
he has so much love to give.
What? And then it was a set of twins.
Okay.
No wonder that nigga worked so hard.
He was working hard when he just had Mariah's kids, and then he just had a whole. He's trying to make a team.
He sound like he got
This
one.
next child name he need to be Wu-Tang. He got a plan.
Well, I mean, my cousin got 11, so
I have a cousin who has way more, but we're not gonna talk about that on air right now.
He got the
how many
team.
more is way more?
This
Way
next
more.
child name he
Multiply
need to be
that number.
Wu-Tang because he got a clan.
Sometimes,
Not more than 20.
like I said,
Come on now. She was the first name basis with the hospital staff.
Like,
he,
you
you
again?
mean he?
Oh, I thought she was. Oh, well, yeah, I can believe that. I know some whores out there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not one of them. I
oh,
know some. Well, I'm an ex-whore, but
oh,
I don't have no seeds to show
Stop
for it.
changing your story. You
I mean, I had to
D-Bird,
clarify.
D-Bird,
I had to
D-Bird.
clarify.
No, you said what you said. I'm well. I'm an ex. Oh well, you know. No, we know what you are. Don't worry.
I saw a post on social media.
It's about you.
Nah, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. It said all kids are is cum that you keep as pets.
I'm sorry.
I thought about that. I was
So,
like,
this cancel culture right here.
And
I'm
it grew.
just saying.
And it grew. It grew up.
Who the fuck is What? What type? I don't even want to know.
This cancel culture right
I'm
here.
just saying. You think about it.
And then
No,
wanna
you were
just-
thinking about were you inebriated?
Yes, of course. I was in
know.
some deep thought on that shit for about an
You
hour.
were. That's terrible.
Oh man, I was like, damn, that's true as a motherfucker.
Oh, man.
I swear. There's no hope.
I'm just saying.
No hope.
It's like, that's a possibility.
But when you get some of this shit from TV3,
Man, I be looking at some
Who
awful
sent you
ones.
this?
I saw it. I think I was
You
on
was scrolling?
Instagram. I mean, I was just
Who you
scrolling.
following? Were you seeing
Man,
people
I follow some wild shit.
clearly?
Damn,
I don't know where you
a lot
get
of
some
wild
of this
shit
shit
out
from
there.
TV3.
Yeah, but
I had
it
no
would
idea.
be on your screen.
I mean, it'd be people that I be knowing to be having stuff. It ain't just that, stuff that I follow.
What, are you looking at me?
Hmm.
Were you trying to look at me when you said that?
I'm just saying, people be sharing stuff.
I share good quality things.
Uh,
They're funny, but something like I didn't send you that, so you don't side eye me. We're side eyeing you.
Nah.
I didn't send that.
I'm just saying, that was some good shit.
I didn't post that.
so
That was some good shit.
speaking of crazy stuff, as I flip over, because I wanted people to see this to know that I'm not making this up. I got this off of IG.
Well, you put it up yet?
Yeah, I
That was
did.
crazy shit.
I got it from all hip hop models.
Speaking of
It
crazy
says,
stuff,
meet
as I
the
flip
female
over,
pastor
I want people to
Mrs.
see this
Veronica,
to know that I'm not making
who
this up.
sleeps
I got this
with her
over
members to heal them. She
Yeah, I
claims
did. So it's on.
God anointed her
all hip-hop
vagina
models.
and said
This
her
is
vagina is
me,
anointed for healing
the female
infidelity in
Mrs.
men.
Veronica, who sleeps
So to
with
heal
her members to heal
infidelity,
them. She
She
claims
gotta
she's
hit the cheek.
sleeping.
Yeah, she gotta hit the cheek.
God
with it.
anointed
But you
her
know, there's
vagina
I'm
and said
not
her
surprised
vagina
because
is
there was a
anointed for
male
healing
pastor
infidelity in
that
men.
advised his congregation to drink
Oh yeah, I
this
heard.
holy milk.
Yeah, I heard about. I saw that shit. Yeah, I seen that shit. That wasn't that last
People
year.
are sick and twisted, and they're trying to use religion as this vessel, this vehicle to spread their nonsense. Like what? And the fact that they have people that believe them and actually go along is absolutely crazy.
Hey man, they only can do what they allow you to do. So I mean, I've had a couple of situations. So
I bet you did.
Why is it that no matter what we talk about,
I told you,
Always had
I've
a
had a
situation.
couple of situations.
I've
before.
lived a crazy life.
We
This
know
is the
this.
new me. This is
Oh.
the improved me. This is the
new
the straight arrow.
Oh.
I talk about the stuff I did in the past when I was a crooked.
You
What?
always had a
I
situation.
said I want a straight arrow now. I was crooked back then.
Oh, and you're not crooked now.
Nah, it's hot. Trying not to be.
narrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything legit
Okay.
for the most part.
For the
I still know some people.
Wow.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
But man, it's crazy. The NFC Championship game has started. Looks like San Francisco has the ball on their 20, getting the ball first. 14:06 in the first. They're in LA. Going for the Rams. Fuck Trent Williams.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did say that though,
Yeah.
but I prefer the 49ers.
I'm still in shock over the Cincinnati win, so
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen in this game. That's only my third loss of the postseason, but that one hurt.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. The halftime show. What happened? They said it was trash.
I don't know.
They said you couldn't hear the comments of it because the music was too loud.
I couldn't even tell you. Yeah,
It's probably a
think
good
it was.
thing. They said it was horrible. Like not necessarily the performance was bad. It was a country singer, but they said that. But like the audio was like amateur. It was like really, really.
I don't even
really-
pay attention to it.
It ain't the first time. So I
They
mean,
just had Brandy come out.
yeah, Brandon sang the national anthem for this game, but
Okay. Well,
halftime I think I was eating. I don't know.
of course, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think I was eating something.
So everybody's favorite small country thug, T.I.
Small country.
Yeah, he's small,
This is,
the country, and he's a thug.
So
it's trying to find
everybody's
a comment.
favorite small country thug, T.I.
I can see the disappointment, lady.
This is,
I mean,
it's trying to say that comedy.
he says some funny things, but
Good stuff, love.
I don't think he's really funny.
I
Not to
can
say that he
I can
wouldn't
see
be
the
funny on,
disappointment,
as far as stand-up is concerned, because you're writing your jokes. You put a set together. I mean, everyone technically is capable of doing that. Let's say you deliver jokes that someone else wrote you, you know. I just can't see it, but
He doesn't strike me as. However, I take that back. He said something that was hilarious. He said that no one could beat him in the first round.
Yeah, that's
That shit tickled my soul.
Doesn't
he
strike
just wanted to be
me.
funny. He just wanted to be funny.
I mean,
However,
That
I
is
take
not
that
that
back.
funny.
He
That
said
is a
something
little
that was
funny.
hilarious the other day.
And then he said something
He
that
said
was
no
even
one
more
would beat him
funny.
in the versus battle.
He's like, I could take on Jay-Z, I could take
That
on
shit
Eminem.
tickled my
And he
soul.
challenged Eminem,
But
and
y'all know he smoked, so maybe he has
But
smoked.
then-
I said some different stuff.
Yeah.
but this
You
is
can't
how he
give
got
yourself
him.
that.
Great. Don't be stereotyping people that smoke.
No, I'm saying he smoked, so he might have smoked something. A little
Smoking that
different.
shit that Wayne be smoking, I guess.
But
But this is the same guy that was Busta Rhymes. It's like,
this is the
okay,
same guy.
you want that work? He
Wait.
jumped out there. He was like, yeah, but no, but you can't use your old catalog.
Well, what is he supposed to use?
But this is the same
Listen
guy
to
that
stuff.
when
But
Busta
see, I don't
Rhymes
even
was
have
like,
it.
okay, you want that work?
First of all,
He was
Busta got an
jumped out
album
there, he
since
was like,
T.I.
yeah,
had
but
an album.
no, but you can't use your old catalog.
nobody really gonna go against who you are and put your hands in your eyes to see,
You
and
can't go up against that.
And
That's
then-
not.
First
and
of
then
all,
if he does,
He
then
got a
if
song with Janet Jackson.
that's what I'm saying.
Shut up.
So if T.I. brings out the song with Justin Timberlake, which is a good song by him.
eyes can see
what happened when
and then
This song with
And then
Janet.
if
Jackson.
he does,
yeah,
then
yeah.
It's kind of Trump.
that's what I'm saying. So if T.I. brings out
And even
the
his
song
new
with
stuff.
Justin Timberlake,
This new stuff.
which is a
was
good
hard.
song by the way, what's gonna
he
happen
had to
when
with M.O.P. Or he had to join with Eminem when they both were around the time. Or they get to look
He
at me now.
sampled MJ in one of his songs.
so
You just out of respect for MJ, people not gonna go against that song.
and he had to join with Eminem when
Yeah,
they both
no,
were around the time.
no,
But-
see, that's
Or if they
his
did the Look at Me Now verse.
song. Who he would go?
He would have went up against.
I feel like somebody who already went would be maybe Luda.
But
I don't think he could win that.
yeah, I thought that was
That'd be a good
He would've
competition.
went
man.
up
That
against-
would've-
That's what I was thinking.
That
just
would
Luda.
have been his Jeezy Gucci moment. Because Luda was his nemesis for a while.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only person I can think of. that
But
he
I
can
don't
go
think he
up
wins
against.
that.
Or Nelly. He can go because, you know.
I
He
think
can-
that would have been
He
that
can
would
go up
have been
against
his
Nelly.
his
Luda or
Jeezy
Nelly,
Gucci
which
moment.
ironically they.
Because
whatever
Luda was
it
his
is,
nemesis.
He won against Jeezy, but I don't know if he can win that.
No.
Nah, he can
I don't see him
Jeezy.
going up against him. Jeezy was where he was supposed to be.
He can. I don't know.
That he had the right verses for him. But see, I can see him
Could have
going
won
up
against
against
Jeezy,
like
but I don't know if he can
Nelly
win that one.
or Luda. That's it.
And he won at 50 Cent.
That doesn't make sense.
I see.
You know.
I think he could beat 50 Cent.
His
In my opinion.
catalog actually is, if you talking about studio albums, his catalog is bigger than.
And he won at 50 Cent.
But
The problem is 50 has those anthems that
and 50's on other people's stuff too.
when 50 doesn't have a good catalog, but he has those songs,
The problem is
anthem and moments in
Right, but
hip-hop.
see, here's
those
the problem with
anthems
that. Even if you have anthems and moments, if you're going 20 for
When
20, unless you got
50
20
has-
straight anthems,
doesn't have a great doesn't
you
have
can
a
still
good
lose.
catalog, but he has
You know
those
what I mean?
songs that are
because T.I. got some, first of all, the South,
Mm-hmm.
like, come on now, he got some anthems for them. So out of respect,
The worst will be
both of them, I feel like,
He got a hell of an underground following
yeah,
too.
T.I. got some.
He got a rack of mixtapes on there. I checked.
But that's why I said just studio albums, because 50 got mixtapes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it'd be a good
T.I.,
matchup because both
yeah.
of them are pretty much catalog wise and mixtape wise in the same category. I think that would be a good matchup. I think.
I just don't think, as far as the flow and the vibe, I think that it's completely different.
Yeah, it will be a whole vibe
Yeah.
conflict when
It's
you in.
weird.
It would be who would take over the crowd more, the laid back T.I. or the hyped up 50. So
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't
And if they
see
do,
that.
if they were playing songs, it'd be a little bit different. If they're performing,
Yeah.
50's gonna get it. So
50,
Yeah, true, true.
Because T.I. real laid back. Well, T.I. used to be real hype.
and if they do if they were playing
now
I mean,
songs
he
24
real-
is my
different,
shit. Though.
if they're
T.I.
performing,
used to be real hype.
And his
But
verses
50
will never
gonna
scale
bring
with
out
it.
50 million people onto
Yeah.
the stage.
He's gonna stop beefing with Young Buck. He's gonna reform the G Unit.
yeah.
hey son, I give you 100,000. Come on stage.
He's like, Young Buck, you know you need this money. You gonna get on stage.
That's true.
You
He
gonna have
would
to
tell
spin a
him.
chain like I had back in the
He
day.
would tell
And
him.
I'll let you keep it this time.
Y'all shady.
He's like, Young Buck, he's like,
Let you keep it.
We
Young
know
Buck, you
50.
you need
We
this
know
money. You gonna
50.
get on
That'll be
stage,
so. He's like, we
you
let
gonna
you
have
keep
to
it
He
this
would
time.
throw some money his way because he
Yeah, he definitely will.
50 is petty. I know. 50 is like the pettiest ever.
I know.
I'm like,
I know how petty I can be.
I'm like, dude.
I would hold a grudge for a long time. I wait for a nigga to help me.
New York,
I will wait
I know.
for a nigga to need my help just to
Like,
remind him I ain't gonna give it to
To
him.
this day, when he say something about Ja Rule, I'll be like, just leave that man alone. Oh my God.
That nigga bought the tickets to
His concert, guys,
I will wait.
he bought the
For a nigga
first
to
3
need my help,
rows.
just to
Wasn't it
remind
three?
him,
Yeah, first
I
3
ain't gonna give it to
rows.
him.
That's
Yeah.
so wrong.
So that was hilarious.
Well, that nigga
I
bought
was
the
like,
tickets to
my God.
That shit was hilarious. I was like,
Mhm.
sometimes I like the pettiness.
And
Yeah.
then he went after
So,
what's that girl? Tierra Marie
that was
again,
hilarious.
kind of recently. Yeah, and
That
he
shit was
reminded us
hilarious.
again that she owed him. And he was like, "Y'all remember?" I was
Sometimes
like,
I like the pettiness.
Motherfucker owe me money. I'ma call him out too.
But at the same time, the guy who played Ghost told us,
Yeah, he owed him money.
he told a great story about it. He said, when you got power, and he said,
And he owed 50 money.
But
And he
at the
said-
same time,
he said-
50 came to me, and
the guy who played Ghost told us,
Mhm.
he said,
he told a great story about it. He said,
and 50
when we got
loaned him
power,
a certain amount of
and
money. He said, yeah, I paid that nigga back with double.
and he said,
Mhm.
Damn.
he said,
Yeah, he a businessman. That's what he was talking about
No,
before
but
the
I
show.
don't think 50
He said-
asked him to pay back
you can't
debt.
have my number one
He
contract.
chose to pay him
Yeah,
back.
50.
Brother.
loaned him a certain amount of money.
Okay.
But he said,
But
"Yo, I paid him because I
Omari Hardwick. Here.
Speaking
Oh, the black dude. Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
he said the dude to play golf.
I don't watch the show.
I don't either. I know who he is.
I was all I remember is the white dude who looked like Gary Oldman.
That's not Ghost. Though.
Yeah.
You thought he was Ghost because he white?
Yeah.
You racist.
I'm just saying. I knew a couple of white dudes that used to be called
Go.
Ghost. I'm just saying that's a common thing with some of the white folks out
White
there.
guy.
The man who loves him some white girls up here racist.
Because I don't deal with white men. Shit. I can't be racist. I like white women. It's impossible.
Let's get back to dipshits.
The white guy
Your boy Jim Jones said he would Jake Paul, Jadakiss in a solo versus.
Yeah, he's been saying
So,
that. Poor thing.
let's get
I've
back to
seen it,
dipshits.
and I'm like, I just shake my head each time. I'm like,
your boy Jim
baby.
I
Jones
think he sniffed something
said
before
he
that.
would
No, I think he's trying to
Jake
get
Paul
people to stop talking about him
Jadakiss in
kissing
a
his
solo
mama
versus.
in the mouth. I'm just being real. So he trying to change that narrative. You know, they say that people gonna talk about something in regards to you until something else come up.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
This ain't a good narrative because Jadakiss damn near bodied your whole faction. Why would you think? You think Ballin's gonna save you? You think Certified Gangster's gonna save
And
you?
I liked balling, but that was it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Go
This
mix
ain't
He
good
it?
can't stop
because
playing.
you
want
Chrissy,
to get down there,
Chrissy's
body your whole
ex-girlfriend
faction.
was
Why would
bodying
you
him.
You think
So-
Ballin's gonna
Same
save
thing
you?
because
You think Certified Gangster's gonna save you?
I mean, that
Come on,
was-
man. I told y'all,
What do you
any
want to do,
nigga with a
mixtape?
perm got issues.
You want
On what?
Chris, other than
Think
I
about
heard
it.
when he go around his twin, he get beat up. I have some very reliable sources. He be getting like clowned, and they be like snatching his chain and stuff like that.
Like we talk about all the time, when you make it, you got to get out your hood because most of the niggas are envious, jealous, and don't fuck with you anyway. So you go around there, they gonna fuck with you. So
I mean, but Jim, he ain't about that.
well, Yandy boy for beating up. Then this is beat that nigga up.
Jim is a good talker. Oh,
However,
turnover
Jim-
in the end.
Jim and his people did put their paws on Freddie Gibbs in that restaurant in Miami though.
But he, I just feel like Jim.
Well, yeah,
But you said and his people.
Mendices beat that nigga.
So meaning his people. Because
However,
Jim by himself,
Jim,
every
Jim
time
and
he
his
around,
people
he
put
getting
their
beat up
paws on Freddie
by
Gibbs in that
himself.
restaurant
You
in
know what I
Miami,
mean?
though.
So that means he has the right people around him.
You think that buff?
What that mean? Just because you buff don't mean you can fight. Let's be real. Let's be real. Just because you buff don't mean you can fight. Now I have a friend who is extremely buff and he can fight. And a lot of people think that he can't because he's so big. But nah.
Jones one of them niggas that talk shit that can't fight. When the
Thank
fight
you.
come to them, they back down or they make an excuse why they can't fight.
Lifting weights ain't gonna mean that you can fight.
I told you ass whipping I took
Fighting
about
is practice.
Yeah.
You know, like you fight as practice and then you get better at fighting. But if you can't never get a hit in,
yeah.
then you just getting beat up.
So the little nigga beat my ass. I had him about 50 pounds. You know, little motherfucker had boxing training, whipped my ass. Ain't see that shit coming.
You just need to, if you big, which Jim ain't, he still, even though he been in the gym, he ain't big.
Oh no, I went to wrestling. Fuck that. I
But
tackled that
you
nigga.
need to like go to football, you know.
Oh yeah, I tackled that nigga. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
you got to.
Out here dancing around to Muhammad Ali. I ain't getting paid $3 million out here. Fuck that. I kick you in your knee, chop you in your nuts. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Man, I fight to win. I ain't fight to be pretty out here. Fuck that. I ain't got no training. I'm just fuck you up. All bets are off.
I'm gonna play a couple of videos.
Right, because he's over here.
We're gonna play like 2 videos and then we're gonna come back. We gotta talk about this Chris Brown situation.
Which one?
He dancing somewhere.
Nah,
We'll play a couple of videos. Then we
$20 million one.
We're gonna play,
Heard he
we're gonna play
taking
like 2
things.
videos and then we're gonna come
Nah.
back. We gotta talk about this Chris Brown
Dude.
situation.
What? I heard he
Take
thinks
it,
he's
babe.
like, holy. Why would you say it like that? Ew.
Hey, when you announce on Twitter, something's wrong.
I get my weed from Baghdad. Hop on a plane, get jet lag. My brother be swiping off Cash App. Your bitch just send me your cash tag. I hit your bitch and you mad. You don't want smoke, then pass that. Give me 2 Glocks like Mad Max. Have an XO, but I got a tax. I want a Glock 40. I just might tax short. I'm taking the bitches, feel like Rick and Morty. I'm cocking my glicky, clicking, then I'm going. When it's raining, it's pouring. Think it's gonna rain in the morning. Duck on the feds, they extorting. Can't keep a bitch, they annoying. Talking my shit like I'm calling. Drip on me, yeah. Drip on me. I get this shit for free. So tell me who wanna get lit with me. All of my scars, they bleed. They burning with Listerine. Planting my seeds, there's no more trees. Do you believe in me? Cash crop. I got the game in the padlock. I want the money now, who wanna wait? Tryna rob me for 48. I'ma put them on verse 48. We win a lake and I'm catching this wave. No dinner days, I'm just stuck in my way. But minimum wage, I'm busting these plays. I gotta play to hit. I cannot wait for shit. She said that she love me, but I cannot say the bitch. Hold it together, no paper clip. All of my feelings be rushing in. Clutching my Glock and my FN. She give me top in the West End. Even though I hear her best friend. I get my weed from Baghdad. Hop on a plane, get jet lag. My brother be swiping off Cash App. Your bitch just send me your cash tag. I hit your bitch and you mad. You don't want smoke, then pass that. Give me 2 Glocks like Mad Max. Have an XO, but I got a tax.
Hustling it feelings cause I ran up 100 eating greedy. I'ma chase a bag till I'm rich. If he ain't my money, then he ain't getting shit.
Young turn bitch, all I do is get money. Hoes in they feelings cause I ran up 100 eating greedy. I'ma chase a bag till I'm rich. If he ain't spinning cheese, then he ain't getting shit. Hoes be so pressed, but they used to be fans. This loyal ass bitch throwing shade to my mans. Hoes in your face, whole time they be slimy. Screaming that they real, but they steady moving grimy. Fuck the sweet talk, man, I'm done being nice. I cut the nigga off, I ain't saying shit twice. Left the pussy nigga, now his ass wanna fight. Nigga think he hard, what your name is? I be busting down pros, about to catch next flight. Yo, bitch in my wood, I was choking all night. Finna pull me up at 8, I gotta grab me a Sprite. Cup real muddy, put the walk on ice. My palms stay itching like a head full of lights. I keep the strap on me like I ran through dirt. I ain't never been a bitch and I ain't never got hold your baby daddy on my dick cause my knot won't fold. Don't even let him touch your pussy cause I heard he told. Back and forth to the H, ho, I stay on the road. Scoring zips to the Zod, but I'm dropping a bow. Jugging and finessing, trying to get shit sold.
I'ma chase a bag till I'm rich. If he ain't spinning cheese, then he ain't getting shit.
Boss ass bitch, all I do is talk business. Seen a lot of shit, but I ain't never been a witness. Nigga wanna hit the road for some pros, I ain't splitting. Chasing out in the bag and run up digits, no fitness. Wanna touch 100, bitch, you gotta have some hustle. Don't get mad when I say this, know you hoes like to tussle. That nigga that you fucking ain't getting no cheese. Got the plug on the walk and he still sipping green. What that mean? I don't know, you tell me. Spent 1,000 on his shoes, he ain't got it in his jeans, out of pocket. Bank empty, just like his wallet. That's the dick that you sit on every morning, bitch, you out. I been getting hate from these hoes since a child. Say I'm acting funny, they ain't see me in a while. Try to call me fake, I'ma crack a smile. I'm the realest bitch around, trying to make $1 million pop. Keep a roll on me, I can never stop flexing. On your best day, bitch, I still get more attention. Niggas on my head for not responding to their message. I'm driving through the mountains, dog, I barely got reception.
Young turn bitch, all I do is get money. Hoes in they feelings cause I ran up 100 eating greedy. I'ma chase a bag till I'm rich. If he ain't spinning cheese, then he ain't getting shit.
Yeah, until I heard that last line. Well, fuck that. I ain't spending no money, you ain't getting shit. Like, I ain't spending shit but time.
You doing your little dance? You ain't giving no chip on your little head dance while you look at it.
Nah, not right now. Can't pay their bills, I gotta pay mine. Shit, time's hard out here for a pimp. My stable empty.
Your stable empty?
Yeah.
Stable?
Yeah.
I need to turn their head to us.
I'm still morning Goldie.
What is that?
Your stable.
I've been watching the Mac lately, man. I've been still morning Goldie, man. Changed my life.
Turn their head to us.
Changed your life.
Yeah, the movie, the Mac.
How did it change your life?
It broadened my horizons on communication. When you can communicate properly and use your words, anything is possible.
We need to get this shit.
That's the truth, man.
I was about to say.
Just say that's the truth, man. You spit the right game.
Pull that out.
No, that applies in business and personal. If you put your business proposal the right way, it makes it more appealing to the person you're, talking to, and they'll be more willing to listen to what you have to say if you choose the right words. Same thing in personal. If you choose the right words, you never know what you might be able to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my words correctly.
All right, I hear you talking.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
A $20 million lawsuit against Chris Brown. You told me earlier, CP3, that
So there's a
Yeah, there's I don't know if she's currently a college basketball player or ex-college basketball player, but she came out on Twitter and said that basically Chris Brown took the booty, and he's denying it through his lawyers, and I don't know.
It happened at this one at Diddy's yacht. Is this one?
I believe so, something like that.
She said it happened at Diddy's yacht.
Said that he might have slipped something in her drink, and when she started coming to, he was had already penetrated and didn't take no for an answer.
So here's the problem. So this happened a while ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over a year.
Yeah, it was over a year.
It was over a year. She was FaceTiming her homegirl or one of her friends. I don't know if it was a female. She was FaceTiming one of her friends. Chris took the person's phone and was telling her, come through. So she came over to Diddy's yacht out in Miami and got on the yacht. As soon as she got there, Chris was on her, right? This is her story. Chris is in her face and everything. He's like, come on to the kitchen, fixed her a mixed drink. Okay? She drank the drink, started feeling woozy. He was like, well, come into the bedroom and lay down. And that's where it's supposed to went down. This female, this young lady, said that she never went to the police because of embarrassment. She didn't want to be embarrassed. So, fast forward, you still ain't go to the police. But now you're suing him, and it's in the news. So, I'm a little confused. Because if you would have gone to the police and it hit the news, what would you be embarrassed about? Versus suing him and it goes to the news. And now you're embarrassed. And it's going to be difficult to win this case because you never went to the police, and where is the evidence? You're going to have to produce this evidence. You're going to have to prove that this man did this to you. So you really shot yourself in the foot. If you were going to go to the police and then sue him later, if there was evidence from the police report, then that too. But keep in mind that across the nation, they're cracking down on these false police reports as well. So had she filed a police report and she was lying, she would be in charge, because you can get charged for filing a false police report.
Should be able to.
So I'm not going to tell you guys what I think. However, I've explained to you how her story and how that process goes, and how it is going to be difficult for her to win her case because she does not have evidence, and she never went to the police. It can be difficult to get her $20 million. Maybe she's hoping that he settles to make it go away. Sometimes that happens, but
I'm not even really doing nothing. Like any projects that's going to hurt or anything.
Would you pay any amount of money if he didn't do that?
Yeah, they filed for business. I'm saying like he's not doing anything.
Just give her some money.
Because you'll be able to keep her away. it won't hurt your reputation. I could never understood that.
But that don't make sense because if you pay, that's hurting your
Some
reputation.
lawyers will say,
No matter how you look at it, it's going to hurt your
because
reputation.
you'll be able to keep her away and
But at the same time, his reputation versus her reputation.
I could never
because
understood that, but
this affects her reputation as well.
But the thing about it is like,
No matter how you look at it, it's going to hurt your reputation.
there was this thing called in the WWE called the plane ride.
But at the same time, his reputation.
So in this plane ride, a lot of that
affects her reputation.
Brock Lesnar and Kurt Hennig almost crashed through the door. Ric Flair
there was this thing
is
called in the WWE called the plane ride.
basically walking around naked
So in this plane
by
ride,
with his
a
robe
lot
on,
of that
spinning his ding dong.
Brock Lesnar and Kurt Hennig almost crashed through the door.
And there's a show called
Ric
Dark
Flair
Side of the Ring. So they did this thing on it. And
basically walking around naked.
one of the ladies who Ric
with his
Flair
robe on,
walked up and he was swinging his ding dong to, you know, was traumatized by it.
And there's a
Yeah.
show
Now,
called Dark Side of the Ring. So
The
they did this
WWE
thing
did
for
pay.
it. And
And then,
one
you
of the
know,
ladies,
there was a gag order
Ric
for so
Flair
many years.
walked up and he was
Now
swinging
she's
his
able
ding
to
dong
talk
to,
about it and saying how hard
you know,
and
was
stuff it was.
traumatized by it.
And the wrestler
Now,
actually, Tommy Dreamer, was like,
the
well,
WWE
you know,
did
Rick
pay.
was being Rick, but if she
And
was
then, you know, there was a gag order
not,
for so many years. Now she's able to talk about
if she
it.
was traumatized, why did she
saying
take
how
the money?
hard and stuff it was. And a wrestler actually, Tommy
And
was
that
like,
got him in
well, you
trouble
know,
for a
Rick was
little
being
bit.
Rick,
He
but
was fired.
if she was
Because they thought that he was.
not, if she was traumatized, why did she take the money?
So that, you know, it's a slippery slope.
And
But
that got him in trouble. For
outside of, and I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. Outside of until I watched Dark Side of the Ring, I didn't know the Ric Flair story.
Right.
So that, you know,
that's
it's a
why.
slippery slope.
That's why, you know,
but
the whole payment situation.
outside of, and I've been watching
Because that was kept quiet for
outside
a
of until I
long,
watched Dark
long
Side
time.
of the Ring,
That gives
I didn't
woo a whole new meaning.
Like that they
That's so nasty.
that's why
basically that
that's
story
why,
was so
you know,
crazy
the whole
because
payment
they
situation
emptied out two blues
that was
carts
kept quiet
before
for a
they
long,
took off.
long
Gee,
time.
dang.
Scott Hall, Razor Ramon,
They
basically
basically
got
that's
fired
what was so
because
crazy. They
he
emptied out
had
two
not only alcohol, he had like
Other things.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hey
Scott-
Chico, what are you
Scott Hall,
talking
Razor
about?
Ramon, it was crazy.
That was my man, Razor
basically
Ramon.
got
It was
fired.
crazy
He,
though. So,
he was,
but
he
like
had
I
not
said,
only,
the,
alcohol, but he
I
had,
didn't know the
like,
Ric Flair story.
That's
The
what I did.
WWE basically
and,
paid, and after the gag order actually
they-
came out,
it-
she
it
told
was
me,
crazy.
Yep.
you know. So
It was crazy.
We
though.
gotta find
So,
her and we gotta do a
but
story
like I
about that
said,
shit.
the,
We gotta do a movie.
I didn't know the Ric Flair story because
Of course you
WWE
would say that.
basically paid.
Yeah, man.
And after the
Do a
gag
movie
order,
about the
actually
gag order
came out,
release. We
so,
should do that.
You know.
Put us
You know
on
what? No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Walk
No.
around on the
it's something
plane.
about that word coming out.
Right. That's why I was like, nope. Mm-mm. Nope. And you talking about you gotta do a movie about that? No.
We're talking about two different type of gag.
I know. I'm trying to use the professional
No.
one. I've already done the other one.
There's something about that word. coming out your mouth.
I'm trying to get the Lord.
There's a gift that I send to you on social media.
We're
Uh-huh.
talking
It's,
about two different type of gags.
The Cat in the Hat, the live action version, Cat in the Hat, and he's holding a garden hoe. And he says dirty hoe. Because the garden hoe was dirty.
Mhm.
I feel like I need that right now. To
I'm a reformed hoe, not a dirty hoe. I have rules. Certain things I didn't do.
I beg to differ.
I had rules. Well, I have rules now.
You was right,
Yeah.
Right. You had rules when you were like 12.
Yeah, look.
And then they went out the window.
We all change.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Growth is about change.
Right.
Yeah. I've grown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Into
News to me.
older
Responsible.
dirty hoe.
Dirty thoughts and being a dirty hoe is two different things.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all, I don't know. I like to clean. I didn't watch that show. Since you wanted to clean the floor cartel.
Yeah, no, I
See, the last episode kind of threw me off.
Don't tell it.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off.
Don't give no spoilers.
Yeah,
Because I said I was gonna watch.
because I was liking it at first, and then the last episode kind of threw me
Now
off.
you don't like it no more.
I'm conflicted because I like to watch stories that are realistic and keep your attention. And the choice that she made, I don't see that as advantageous to her situation. That's just my point.
I've been watching Ozark this season, this last season.
I've heard people talk about it. I've never got a description of what it's about.
So basically, dude and his partner
I've been
was.
watching Ozark this season.
So the show starts off. The drug deal is crazy.
So basically,
So he has Marty and his
his
partner on their knees,
So the show
and he's
starts
threatening
off.
to kill them because he's like, one of y'all is stealing money.
Mm.
The funny
drug
thing
deal
is,
is crazy.
he really
So,
didn't think they was
He
stealing money.
has Marty
He's
and
just
his
fucking
partner
crazy.
Wow.
on their knees.
The partner, like,
and he's
eventually
threatening to
admits
kill
to
them
doing
because
it.
he's like, one of y'all.
And so they wind up killing the partner. But
The
then,
funny thing
like,
is,
he's like, well, Marty, now that your
he
partner's
really
dead,
didn't think they
you
was
owe
stealing
me the money that he
He's
took.
just fucking crazy.
Mm.
So then,
The partner, like
like, Marty's like, there's some shit
doing
right
it.
now.
And
His
so they
wife
wound up
is
killing
like
the partner.
fucking another
But
dude.
then, like, he's like, well,
And in the
Marty, now that your
cartel,
partner's there, you owe me the money that he
like,
took.
because I like you,
So
they
then,
take the other dude and they throw him out the
like,
window.
Marty's life is some shit right now. His
So
wife
then,
is like,
Marty,
fucking
his partner
another
was trying to
dude.
secretly go to the Ozarks
And in the cartel,
and start something. So Marty spends
because
it
I
on,
like you.
we can move
They
I'll
take the
move my
other dude
family
and they
there,
throw him out the
and
window.
we owe you this money. And I'll launder the
So
money to
then,
get it back. And that's what
Marty,
he's doing.
his
He's money
partner was
laundering.
trying to secretly go to the Ozarks.
But then that guy
and,
gets killed, and
starts
the
something. So
big
Marty
head of the
spends it,
cartel, he's
we
Juan
can
Dillon.
move I'll move
And
my
it just
family
gets
there,
fucking
and we owe
crazy.
you this money. And I'll launder the money to get it back. And that's
It's
what
one of those
he's money
series
on.
don't get too attached to a character.
But then that guy
Everybody
gets
dates.
killed.
That remind
Big
me.
guy is killing to the wire.
That remind me of Banshee. Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if
Hey,
y'all
don't
that
get
was
too
my shit.
attached to him, because if you like a character, they're gonna die. The chances are they might not
Yeah.
make it to see it. Man, you know them niggas was killing people in power. These niggas
Killing
kill
to the
everybody.
wire.
Like the last season,
Hey, don't get
it's a
too
lawyer
attached,
lady,
though, 'cause
and
if
she's
you like the
ruthless as
character,
shit.
they're gonna die.
And
The chances are
so
they might not make it to
basically,
see it. Man,
she-
you know them niggas was
she-
killing people in power.
She gets pissed off at
Kill
them,
everybody.
and
Like,
she's
the
going to
last
tell the
season,
cartel
The last season,
that
it's a lawyer lady. and she's
Marty's about to
ruthless
flip
as shit. And so
She got that.
basically, she
She got that.
before she can
gets
give out the
pissed off at
information,
them, and
the dude is
she's
erratic.
going
He's
to tell
just
the
like,
cartel that
he tells her to talk, and when she goes to talk,
Marty's about to
a dude just comes from LA with Bow. And that's how like the season 3 ended. I'm like, what the
before she
fuck?
can give out the information. The dude
Like,
is erratic.
you know, you just be watching, and you be like,
He tells her to
"Oh, you
talk,
about
and
to
she
do-
goes
what
to
the
talk.
heck?"
A dude just comes
That's the
from
type of shit he does. They're like, don't get too
And that's how-
attached because
that's how, like,
characters you don't
season
think
3 ended. I'm
was
like,
gonna
what the
die,
fuck?
they die.
It happened.
Like, you know how you just be watching, and you be like, oh, you about to do what the hell?
They're ruling it a
That's the type of
fumble,
shit he
and
does.
San
Like,
Francisco
don't get
recovered.
too
Oh no,
attached
they
to
took the points off the board, so I guess they really didn't complete pass.
That was a
His arm was going for his arm was going forward. That's why I feel it was an incomplete pass. It wasn't a fumble.
I mean, you want them to win anyway, so.
Yeah, but his arm was going forward.
Um,
That makes it incomplete. Okay, I was just making
But-
sure.
So,
Hell yeah.
Lady Antoinette put up a very interesting post. Let me pull this up.
I was about to share it today too. I just saw it on somebody else's page. I didn't even know you did. I agree with it though.
So
Some
I,
bullshit.
this is deep. This is deep.
Lady
So
Antoinette
it says
put up a
basically, so
very
when
interesting
Tyrese
post. Let me
had a mental breakdown. Hold on, let me get. It's kind of far from my eyes. Let me
Oh,
read it.
Lord. He got zoomed in.
He been at the bar for a while, y'all.
This is deep.
They had enough.
It's a little
So
blurry.
it says basically, so when
They had enough. Let me
Tyrese
read this straight.
had a mental
Put that on
breakdown,
accent.
hold on, let me get- it's kind of
So when Tyrese had a mental breakdown online and thoughts of not seeing his daughter in 2 years, people laughed at him and he became a
ain't had
meme.
enough liquor.
When Kanye West had a mental breakdown on
enough liquor to
TV,
read this
people
straight.
called him crazy and he became a meme too.
So when
The
Tyrese
world
had a
watched
mental
Will
breakdown
Smith
online,
listen
he
to his
thoughts of
wife
not
tell her
seeing
that
his
she
daughter
had
in
an
2
affair there, and people laughed at him, and he became a meme too.
When Kanye
Yet
West had a
folks
mental
wonder
breakdown
why
on TV,
men
people called him
don't
crazy,
open up
and he
about their
became
mental
a meme too.
health.
The world watched Will Smith listen
And
to
I'm
his
gonna be
wife
very
tell her that
racist.
she
I'm
had
very
an
black.
affair, and people
No,
laughed at Will.
if I don't
He
know if you
became
saw
a
all
meme
the
too.
comments, but
Yet
a lot of
folks
people are
wonder
saying
why men
specifically black
don't
men.
open up about their mental.
And it's a problem. First of all,
And I'm
the
gonna be
black
very
community,
racist. I'm gonna say black men.
when it comes to your mental health, for years we didn't take it serious.
We didn't. We assumed therapy was a bad thing.
Right. And you know, when it came to marital problems, when it came to just coping with anything, when it comes to coping with death, when it comes to coping with tragic situations, people just thought going to a therapist is bad. And we're taught a certain thing. You know, we're taught specific things. Now, this post isn't talking about the things that young black women are taught, because we're taught some things too that are eventually you notice when you're an adult is toxic. But this was to shine light on not just the things that men were taught, but the way the world views men in mental health. And again, specifically black men and mental health. When you're young, especially, I'm only speaking to the men right now. Yes, women, I know the ladies were taught toxic things too. But the men, you're taught, be strong, don't have fear, don't show fear, don't cry, can't cry.
Because cry makes you weak.
It shows that you soft.
Yes.
These are different toxic things, you know, and don't complain, you know, don't complain, because really it's looked at as like talking about your struggles, talking about things that are difficult in your life, you're complaining. That's how it's looked at. So when you take all of that and you have years and years of a community, of a culture of people that were taught these things, this is the result we get. Now, with that said, I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, Tyrese likes attention.
Yeah.
Kanye likes attention. Will, he does, not as much as the other two. He likes attention. However, him and his wife did choose to put their business out there. But as a result of another man who liked attention putting their business out there. So that, to me, I feel like that also shines light on a lot of things. Because people put too much of their information, too much of their business in the street. So you wouldn't be in those three gentlemen wouldn't be in the situation that they were in had they kept their business to themselves. Point blank, period. Because if Will and Jada never even said anything about what August Alsina said, we wouldn't have had that moment with her saying, and you can see this man's reaction, you can see the anger in his face when she was like, "What's an entanglement?" No, that wasn't an entanglement. He looked at her and you can tell he didn't like that. So you're putting your business in the street. For years we've heard Jada and Will had an open marriage and they didn't comment. They just like whatever. They above it all. But they chose not to be above it all anymore, and it backfired on Will. And it backfired on Jada too, honestly.
But here's the thing. We look. There's not really a meme of Jada like there is of Will. And when we see that Will, we use that Will to describe it.
But here's the thing.
And and essentially he's the victim in the situation.
Yes.
There's not really
Tyrese,
a meme of
he's the victim
Jada
in the situation.
Like Will. And when we see
Kanye,
that Will, we use that Will
not the
to describe
victim
a weak person.
for the breakdowns that he tends to have. I feel like Kanye creates his own thing, but we know Kanye is suffering from a lot of mental issues. We know this.
Yeah.
And these are three men that are going through some things, and they're seeking certain type of attention. And our community is like, "Oh, you want attention? We're gonna give it to you."
Yeah.
And you're shedding light and making fun of the issue that they have. and that's not right.
And I'm guilty of it. I just put up a meme of American Psycho, and it's like he days and looking at Kanye's house across the street. I mean,
and I'm guilty of it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: Kanye's outburst isn't even really that recent. It's not necessarily about what's going on in his life now, but to your point, you're shedding light on something that's probably very difficult, right?
And I thought it was funny, but when I think about it now, as we had this conversation, I realized that's toxic.
Right.
And here's the thing: as a father, we should be any father that
I thought it was
wants
funny,
to
but when I
live
think
across the
about it
street from
now,
children,
as we had this conversation, I realized
not
that's toxic.
bad.
And here's
Yeah
the thing.
and no.
As a father,
Here's the thing:
we should be.
Kanye said he wanted his
Any
family back.
father that
And he wanted
wants
him
to
and Kim to.
live
He
across
said
the
this
street from
on
children.
camera.
Yeah.
It wasn't, a statement or this is what he said. And then he said he wanted to be back with Kim, and then he moved across the street. That is toxic because she doesn't want you anymore.
Yeah.
That's toxic. That's not funny. People were laughing about it. It's sad.
But also, we're assuming that but he didn't want to be by his kids too.
Right. But at the same, right across the street, you're infringing on this woman's privacy on purpose. That's not cool. And that's because of whatever his mental state of mind at that time that showed. And I feel like that's not funny. This man, that's sad.
It's hurtful for a man not to. Well, people who want to be fathers and not having your kid denied. Like I remember he just did the thing recently where she invited. I thought it was just her family, but she invited his family, but didn't tell him the birthday party for Chicago West.
There's a lot of speculation about that. Some people say he did.
Like I remember he just did the thing recently where
but
she invited. I thought it was just her family.
Him
she
buying the
invited
house
his
was before.
family, but didn't tell him with the birthday
There was
party for Chicago West.
there were no claims that I can't see my kids before he bought that house. The only thing that was said was I want him back. And that's where that toxic nature comes from. Everybody has to make adjustments when people get a divorce. I'm divorced, okay, and I can tell you, I'm here to tell you, if my ex moved across the street, we would have some problems. We would have some problems.
I think with Kanye, ever since his mom passed away, that was his that was his breaking point. And now that he has these kids with Kim, and now that it's over, I'm just thinking it's part of that abandonment issues that he still has unresolved about his mom passing. So, I mean, I didn't even know about the stuff that y'all telling me about, but this is just my quick interpretation from just the great synopsis that you gave of the situation, because I had no idea none of this shit. But I just think that just goes back to his abandonment issues of when his mom passed away, everything that he had went through to get to where he was being in his career and successful, and his mom passed away kind of, burst his bubble of everything that he was, building career-wise, and with his already pre-existing, mental health issues, I don't think he's ever healed from that. That's why all the outside stuff that people talk about him, also I always say he's still a musical genius. That's just the way I look at it. Everybody has issues, athletes, entertainers, artists, rappers, whatever you want to call them. And unfortunately, because he's where he was in his career, he has more of a spotlight on him and who he was married to and the kids and all of that. So, I mean, it's just somebody's issues being personified in the media and just seen in a 24-hour news cycle on phones, TV, Twitter, Facebook, everything. So it's just, we're all exposed to it more. So it's not like he's doing, like you said, he hasn't had an outburst in a while, but because we've seen his outburst so many times over and over again, it's like, oh, well, here he goes again. I'm like, nah, the dude needs help. And hopefully he gets some help, and hopefully he's seeking help and taking his medicine or seeing his therapist or whatever he needs to do to get back right. And, hopefully live a healthy life. Because if you're not right in your own mind and in your own body, it's a rough life, man.
Especially, you brought up his mom. Kanye has stated that he felt guilty about what happened with his mom. if you feel like you could have stopped something and that's the reason why she's gone, and then you go through things in life, I feel like if Kanye doesn't have control over a situation, he probably doesn't feel comfortable, which is why it's been said numerous times that Kanye likes to be controlling of his women as well. This chick he's dating now, Julia Fox, apparently he's dressing her. Like day 2 of them dating, he got her a whole new wardrobe. On their second date, I think it was their second date, got her a whole new wardrobe and did a photo shoot for her. But a lot of people are like, okay, wait, what? And then he's dressing her like him. It's kind of strange, but at the end of the day, people make light of Kanye. They joke and laugh. The same with Will, the same with Tyrese, and many other of these famous people. And people don't understand. Number one, people's mental state of mind, that's fragile. That can be very fragile. And these people have feelings too. Just because they have a lot of money don't mean that they, have an armor around their feelings and their heart and their mind. We're living in an age where I think this is probably the coolest that humanity has ever been.
We don't. You gotta think about it like this. As black men, like when we playing sports, right? If you fall down and cry, what they say? Walk up. Hold those tears, don't cry, you stop.
On social media.
And then
you gotta think about it like this. As black men,
grow up to being a man,
like when we playing sports,
and
right?
all you have is a powder cake
If
of
you
feelings.
fall down
and then when something
cry, what they
happens
say?
and you don't know how to release it,
Hold those tears, don't
it's a
cry, you
lot.
soft.
Well, I feel like when I
And
said
then
it's the coolest that we've ever
grow up to
been,
being a man,
it's yes and
all you
no.
have
I
is
mean,
a powder
obviously
cake
we
of
had
feelings.
some very, very
And then
dark
when something
times, but I
happens to
feel
you,
like
you don't know how
right
to
now
release
it's
a lot.
like even those dark times when we bring those up, there's such a disconnect from so many people. You have black and white people that are like, oh, get over it, get over that. And then even current things that are going on right now, they're get over this, get over that. Oh, you need to man up. You need to, and that's not how you should be. I mean, people are deliberately going out to hurt each other.
Well, social media makes it hard for you to heal. Because how can I heal the pain of something? If I go on social media, if I go on Twitter or IG or Snapchat, and there's a million memes of
Social
me
media
crying,
makes it hard for you to heal.
how can I forgive that person that hurt?
Because
Like if I was Will Smith, how can I forgive Jada?
If I go on social media, if I go on Twitter or IG or
about that
Snapchat,
situation, but now I gotta get reminded of it every time I get on social
how
media.
can I forgive that person
I
that
see
hurt
my face with tears.
Like if I was Will Smith, how can I forgive Jada?
Society is cool because we laugh at the joke, but we don't understand the pain.
About that
And for me,
situation.
when I
But
watched
I gotta
that
get
Red
reminded
Table
of
Talk,
it
that
every
was
time I
difficult to
get on
watch.
social media because
It
I
was
see
kind of
my face with
cringy.
tears.
Like it was really
Fuck outta here.
difficult to
That's
watch.
just like
Because
society is cruel because we laugh
I
at the
feel
joke,
like
but we don't
Jada
understand the
was
pain.
so nonchalant about it all. And Will, you could literally see he would say he didn't look right. He didn't even look at the expression on his face. His eyes were red. Like, come on now. And it's crazy to me because I post things like this quite often to shed light on things like that because I'm not a man basher. I'm not. And but when I put these posts up, a lot of these men that come onto my posts for different reasons, they're shocked. And I'm like, will you not pay attention to the other stuff out there? I see a lot of women put things that are similar out too. And they're shocked. And they're like, I don't see women putting it. Well, that's what you're ignoring it. Or Facebook has chosen to only show you, because now we have the algorithms. They only show you what they think you want to see. But it's just, it's sad. It really is. And like I said, we are all raised sometimes in a toxic way. And it's up to everyone that can identify with these toxic behaviors that we were brought up on, to identify this, change it, and if you have children or children in your life, to try to bring people away from that toxic stuff, because it's just gonna get worse.
See, the problem with being toxic is half the time you don't know you're toxic. You have to take a step back, and a person has to want to grow and want to be a better person. And in this recent culture of folks jumping in and out of relationships, they don't give themselves time to heal from one relationship and jump into another one, because they quickly want to blame the other person instead of take a look in the mirror and see what role they played in that relationship going, where it went. That's one of the things, I had to face in my past, that, I would put it on, the young lady, but then when you point one finger at them, you got three fingers pointing back at you.
Right.
So you got to look at the role you played in, how things went. And to do that, you have to be able to accept responsibility and be able to say, I'm sorry, or say I fucked up, not just to the other person, but to yourself. And that's the sad thing now, that people can't even admit the truth to themselves,
Right.
because they so worried about what everybody else thinks, or they worried about somebody else on social media having a perfect life or perfect relationship.
What they think it is.
Yeah, they taking pictures. That shit ain't real life. You put a GoPro on their shoulder all day, you gonna see they going through the same shit you going through. They just got money and make it look good, and got a hell of a 4K camera to make it look good on social media. So I mean, until folks can learn that, I don't know when folks thought they were supposed to be perfect and supposed to, know everything and have everything and figure everything out by a certain age. But folks put too much pressure on themselves and put themselves in that mindset. And then once you get in that train of thought, it's hard to break it. I used to be a single track mind type of person where, I had my goal set. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And it might have been an easier way to do it, but because I'm so focused on this path, I didn't even see the other path that I could have got there, easier, because I was, didn't have an open mind and didn't take criticism or take advice from other people, because I just didn't have the right mindset. But just because someone is criticizing you, that doesn't mean they're talking down on you or they're saying you're stupid. They're just trying to give you a different perspective to attack the situation you're going through, because maybe you're not having the success you want going the way that you're going now. And I try to do the same thing, because I've made plenty of mistakes, and I try to tell folks, this happened to me in that situation, so yeah, you shouldn't do that, because that'll fuck shit up. But if they still do it, then hey, I try to give you a warning, try to give you're a grown man or a woman, do what you choose, but I'm trying to give you something to put in your back pocket, think about it. It might, come up in your life. If it don't, cool, because that's why I feel like I've avoided a lot of bullshit, because I've always hung out with older folks and had older mentors and, people that I talked to when I had issues. Because when you talking to somebody in your same age group, they're not going to have good advice for you, because they're going through the same shit you're going through. So it's trial and error for them, but talk to somebody that's older, that's been through that. Not saying you have to do the same thing that they did, but at least you can have some insight from a different perspective to help you make a better decision and a better judgment.
Right.
And folks don't take the time to do that. And I tell folks all the time, once I started playing chess, that helped me open my mind to different perspectives and different thought processes, because you have to know your opponent and use their thought process and their weaknesses against them without them knowing in order to beat them in the game. You got to make your next move your best move. So sometimes you got to sacrifice some things to get the ultimate goal. And I'd never had that thought process before until I started playing chess. And once I started attacking that in the game, I was able to attack that in different parts of my life. So I mean, folks got to educate themselves and got to be willing to understand that they're not perfect. That you're going to fuck up. You have responsibility in your life also. Somebody didn't just come in your life and decide that they were going to, do this and do that and do that. You allowed that shit to happen. You saw the signs. You chose to ignore them because you wanted to be in a relationship, or, he's not like that all the time, or I can change him or change her. Fuck that. I do my pre-interview before we even get to the relationship. If you can't deal with this, and this, we might as well just be friends, because this is how I am.
We need to get these questions on this pre-interview.
Oh, it's a lot. Like if you can't communicate, if you don't have your own mind and don't get swayed by your girlfriends and what they think a relationship should be, if you don't know who you are and know what the hell you want, then how am I supposed to, know that?
Yeah.
And what do you consider a healthy and good relationship? I had a situation with one of my exes. We were all, once we moved in together, that's when things normally hit or miss. And she would always say, I don't feel like this is a good relationship. And I asked her, what is your definition of a good relationship?
Right.
She couldn't give me an answer.
But she knew a bad one.
But she knew what a bad one was. Exactly. So I'm like, so if you don't know what a good relationship is, then you can't explain to me what it is. How am I supposed to fulfill those thought processes or your goals of having a good relationship? And she sat there and thought about it. It's like, I never thought about it that way. No shit. Because I'm sitting here jumping through hoops trying to figure out what the fuck.
What you want.
Yeah, and I hit a brick wall every time. And that's when I get to the point where I say, fuck it. I'm like, if you don't know what you want, ain't no way in the hell I can give it to you. So I might as well just sit over here and just let you be until this thing runs out. Because obviously you ain't going nowhere. I don't have a quitter mentality, so I'm going to ride it out till the wheels fall off the motherfucker. And that's been some of my problems in my past, you know.
Yeah, but no, the ride it out till the wheels fall off. I've done that, and that's never a good thing.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to exit.
Yeah, you know.
That's a problem with a lot of people. You stay in a relationship.
What's your most toxic trait?
But I think it's good that you talked about moving on from one relationship to the next.
Yeah, you got to take some time for yourself, man.
I'm shocked that you said it though.
Yeah, I'll never jump from relationship to relationship.
No, I'm not. It's not that I felt like you did it. It's just that it was sound advice, and I was like, what?
Come on now, I told you I'm Black Dr. Phil. I'm Black Dr. Phil on some of my shows, man. I told you I'd be, you know, I can help you too. But no, because like I said, when I was in therapy, I had to do a lot of self-reflection, and you know, because I had a lot of anger and a lot of stuff, and you know, stuff that I was holding on to stuff from, because I have an addictive personality, so I was holding on to stuff from decades ago, and you know, I learned how to let that go, and then I had to learn how to love myself and embrace my weaknesses and my strengths, and then try to make my weaknesses, you know, not my weaknesses, just try to work on them and be better. And then once you have that mentality that you know you're not perfect, you know you can always be a better person each day going forward, that's half the battle right there, man. And then, you know, just every day, you know, you might have a rough day. Like I've had a couple of rough days lately, and I just get up, next day, you know, another day, shake it off. You know, one day can change a whole month, and just try to keep going at it. So, I mean, some of my folks be like, damn, dog, how do you always stay that way? Like, because I've been on the other side of it. I've been the negative person that always think it's going to go bad. And you can think that way, but life sucks when you think that way all the time. I mean, you can think, you know, that's my thing. I think about what could go wrong of whatever plan I'm trying to execute, so I can have a backup plan just in case it does. Not that I dwell on that, but I'm always going to look to the positive that it's going to work out. But you have to have a plan in case it doesn't work, because if it doesn't work, you don't have time to sit there and be like, oh shit, this fucked up, what am I going to do? Because then you're going to be in an even worse situation by the time you figure something out. So if you already have a plan, at least you can attack the plan once it goes that way, and you can at least try to get ahead of the curve and don't fall deeper into it. I think that's the issue right now, that people don't plan for a worst case scenario, and then when it goes bad, they want to sit there and wallow in it and whine to the world, oh, this is so bad. And then when it's time for a plan of action, they don't have one. And then by the time they figure that out, it's already house in foreclosure, bankruptcy, whatever. And it's too late. So, I mean, you got to be proactive in this shit. You just can't, you know, the world is fucked up. Life is fucked up. Ain't shit fair about it. You know, you born. You didn't choose to be born. You're here, but you got to make the best of what's here. Life ain't always going to be the best, but it could always be fucking worse. Trust me. I'm going through some rough shit right now, but I still got a roof over my head. I got food to put in my stomach and money in my bank account. I know a lot of people that can't say that. So I'm not going to sit there and wallow and cry about the shit I'm going through, because I know it could be worse, man. Y'all got to realize that shit. This whole whiny bullshit, I swear, man, y'all need to, I hate to say it, we just talked about not saying it, but y'all need to man the fuck up and woman the fuck up sometimes, man. You know, life ain't fair. You know, you got to make the best of what's going on. I know shit is fucked up, but you got to keep going forward. You got to push forward. You can't just lay down and say and quit. Fuck that, man.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, it's you do have, on one hand, you do want to identify with people's struggles mentally, but on the other hand, you have to remind them that you're not supposed to sit around and have a pity party. You don't shut down because things don't go your way. I literally came across it was like a small clip of, I think it was a pastor. I felt like he was a pastor. However, his message was, what your list or your plan isn't always what God has put forward to you. And there's some people that when you write out your list, when it don't go that way, you get upset, you get discouraged, you get angry. Things may not necessarily be bad for you. It's just not going the way that you planned. And you have to understand that it happened that way because that's not what was supposed to happen in your life. You know, just because it doesn't go the way that you thought doesn't mean that it's bad.
Yeah. People
And
have an
so-
unexpected timetable also.
Right. Yeah, that too. They want things now, right now. But at the end of the day, I feel like in any situation, you have to really kind of look into yourself, know who you are. Even, you know, we're dealing with so many mental health crisis, you know, situations across the country. Young kids, Regina King just lost her son. You know, we have so many issues. And truth be told, like I went to school for psychology. That's what I went to school for. And
One of your good friends was CP3.
I think he needs help.
We all need help sometimes, dog.
He needs divine intervention, though. Honestly, I think it's a little more.
I need some cheeks.
You know, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
Shout out
But
to my good friend Dion. That's on IG at CP3. He needs to
right. But I feel like I chose not to go into that profession. Well, it's not even chose. It's one of those situations I
Shout out to my
had my
homegirl,
plan
Dion.
and it didn't go the way that I thought it was gonna go. It didn't go with my plan. But I went to school for psychology and criminal justice, and I completely abandoned those things. But part of me is like, maybe you should go back into it because we have so many people that need help, they need assistance, you know, that may be the field that I need to go back to because I went into HR, which psychology type of stuff does help. Because I'm literally the counselor sometimes, and
That's how I get the Black Dr. Phil moniker, man. I be having random folks be hitting me up asking for advice.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it once you see that, you know, it's just quite alarming the things that we see nowadays. You know, more people are depressed, more people are going through not necessarily depression, but like on the verge of it when they got the blues. You know, they're feeling a little down, and that's natural. But people don't want to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, it'll spiral. It'll get worse. You know, you'll be in that downward spiral, and all of a sudden now you can't get yourself out. But we have to understand that about everyone else and be that listening ear and be there for other people versus tearing them down, because that's literally what our culture is right now. It's tearing other people down.
And that's what makes it hard to be vulnerable. Because when you do, you know, bury your soul and tell people what's going on, you know, it's always the judgment.
Or people just don't care.
That's what makes it hard.
It's not even judgment. Sometimes people are like, okay, and keep it moving, and you can feel that, you get that vibe, and that's the worst thing in the world. I pour my heart out to you, you don't care.
You know,
So
Yeah, that's my problem.
See, that's the worst right there.
Yeah, because I have,
But and the thing is, I've been that person. Like in my 20s, like, you know,
He was like, I don't care.
I actually.
But see,
yeah.
and see, here's the thing: it's so people don't understand. It's so much power in your words.
But
your words
and
are
the thing
so
is, I've been that
powerful.
person. Like, in my
Even
20s,
if it's something small to you, it could be major to somebody else. You know, there've been things that I've said to other people, and they'll come back around to me years later. Man, when you told me such and such and such, man, you just don't understand. I had no idea.
there were things that I said in my 20s, and then I actually found some of the people who I dated, and I was like,
You apologize. Well, that's
Yeah,
growth. That's growth.
I've done that too.
I'm sure you have.
I made a few phone
and they were
calls.
like, why you apologize? And I was like, because, and I haven't told one, I haven't told people, I said, because I realized you probably love this shit out at that particular time. I said, at that particular time in my
and
life.
they were like, why you apologize? And I was like,
I didn't
because
even,
and I had to
I
tell
didn't
what
understand
I
how
had to
motherfuckers.
tell people.
I said my grandmother.
Because I
my
realized
goal was to move
you
back to
probably
New
will
York
love the shit out of
and
me.
to live with my
At that
grandmother.
particular
And I
time.
was like,
said, at that
3
particular
months
time of
after
my
I
life,
graduated in June, I said, shoot,
I didn't
by
even
all
know.
means,
So I didn't understand
Mm-hmm.
how motherfucker. I said,
And I
I
was
said my
like,
grandmother
on top
had
of
died.
that,
My goal was to move
they
back
thought
to
it was
New
a good
York
idea for me to
and
stay in New
live with
York
my
by
grandmother.
myself
And I was like,
in the house
3 months after I
of
graduated in
with my
June,
grandmother.
Right.
You know,
by all
and
means,
live
my
with this
grandmother
memory.
was dead.
I said, I was
like, then on top of
I was
that,
almost not coming
they
back
thought it was a good idea for me to stay in
the
New
VA
York by
because
myself
me and my mom
in
were
the house.
And by the time I came back here, I was the ball.
And live with this
memory.
memory.
I had already had a smart mouth.
I was almost
and then
not
I had
coming back
anger
to
on top of having a smart.
And
So now,
see,
I didn't have, now I don't
my
do
mom would be
and that's how
and by the time I
toxic
came back here, I
behavior
was just a ball.
starts because you didn't check your
ball of
anger.
rage. I was just
So that means anyone
I already
around
had a
you,
smart mouth,
you're gonna
and then I
snap
had
at.
anger on top of
And
that. So now
you never know what your words say. With the words that you say, you don't know how it's gonna affect other people.
And that was the funny thing. Like I didn't even know I was angry. And I remember to this day. So there's y'all can't see. So there's a flash that says 151 the people's flash. It's given to you by my cousin John, who passed away about 4
and that was the funny thing. Like I didn't even know I was angry. And
I remember this
I
conversation.
remember to this day. So there's a y'all can't see. So there's a flash that says 151 the people's flash. It was given to you by my cousin John, who passed away about
some girls. And I met him with him one night when I was getting off work. And the next time I seen him, I was down by my mom's house. And she had on, y'all remember Guess jeans that had the question marks?
Yeah.
So she had the fake Guess that had the explanation.
And I met him with him one night when I was getting off work.
So she had on
the next time I seen him, I was down by my mom's house. And she had on, y'all remember Guess jeans that had the question marks?
I remember her.
So
she
had
went
the
and
fake
said,
Guess
she
that had
saw
the
John.
explanation.
She said,
There's a fake Guess that explanation. So she had on the fake Guess, and she said hi to me, and then I violated her for having the fake Guess.
And
I remember she went and said when she saw John.
He said, "Don't lie, Joaquin violates it." But no,
and
this is exactly.
She was like,
and then she was.
He violated.
All I said was high school.
And
he just started joning and talking about me. I didn't know
don't lie, Joaquin violates.
See, I wasn't that bad. Mine was always provoked. I never fried anybody unprovoked.
You felt like everybody was trying to provoke you. They may not have.
No, I had some situations. No, I had the ones that got it deserved it because I gave them. See, I didn't just Kirk Otto. I didn't really just go on you after the first or the second time. I gave you 3 strikes, and I give you a warning on that segment. Like, look, I don't know if you mean anything by it, but the way you coming off, you're asking for something that you're not ready for. And I tell them, if you keep going this route, you're about to receive the cuss out that you never thought you would receive in your life. And then you're going to want to fight, and then we're going to go outside. I'm going to fuck you up off the property so I can keep my job, and I'm going to come back and come in here. So you don't want to go. Because I was trying to get my 20. I wasn't trying to lose my job over fight, but we was off the property.
For that business that
so
nameless.
that's why I say I had so many situations that I had to offer him. I would tell him, look, we can go outside, off property, away from cameras, and we can handle this since you obviously got a problem with me because you can't get me to do what you want me to do because I keep my handbook in my back pocket, and if it's not in my handbook, I'm not doing it, and I'm going to tell you I'm not doing it. So what the problem is? So sometimes you got to do that shit.
I told you, first of all, you walked around that building. For those who don't know, me and CP3 used to work together a long, long time ago. CP3, you walked around that building angry.
Because all of this shit they did to me.
But CP3, you were angry at like the first thing in the morning. Nobody had said anything to you yet, and you were angry.
Because that's the way I had to be. Because when I was in there and I tried to maintain and chill, they took my kindness for weakness. When I became confrontational, they left me the fuck alone. That's why I say sometimes you get
still angry.
Yeah, because they were still fucking with me. When they fucking with your money and fucking with your vacation time and all the other bullshit, yeah, that shit. And you got to keep your cool. When they want to call the police on you, nah.
I realized my toxic. When I was toxic. But I will go off on something. And it all depends because some days you can do something big, and I'm just be like, okay. But then you might catch me on that wrong day, and it could be something small. And my toxic behavior was just
but
it was
I
just
would
so
go off
extreme.
of this.
Mhm.
Like,
And it
I
don't matter,
remember,
'cause
and I never
some days
forget,
you
I
can be
remember
so big,
went to go with my cousin John.
and I'm just be
It
like,
was me, John, and his cousin.
but then you might
Jason.
catch me on
His cousin Jason.
that wrong day, and it could be
So,
something small. And my
One,
toxic
so let me
behavior was
explain.
just,
I'm a New Yorker.
it was just
So
so
when we say
extreme.
cousin, don't mean
Like,
you
I
that.
remember.
I got people I call
remember-
cousin, I don't even
I'm
know
still
if
my
I'm
cousin
related to.
John.
Yeah,
That's like that
It
for
was
30
me,
years.
John, and his
It's like,
cousin, Jason.
how do y'all, I don't know.
So
That's
one,
So-
that's our
I'm a-
culture.
I'm a New Yorker.
So,
So we say when we say cousin, don't mean to be.
I was with John,
I got people I call
and
cousin. I don't
Jason,
even know what he related
and
to.
then
And that's
John
like
had
that
this
for
other
30
dude
years.
named,
They be like,
I forgot, but he was a twin.
how do y'all? I don't know.
Shelton or some shit. So,
So-
Shelton goes in front of
So
me. And he said in front of me,
I was
he
with
looked at
John
Jason,
and
and he said, give
Jason,
me a coat.
and then John had this other dude named, I forgot. He was a twin.
And that's all he had to say.
So
When I said I
Sheldon
went
goes
to
in front of me,
0 to
and he said in front of me,
1,000,
he looked at Jason.
like, as I think about it now, I probably could have handled the situation better. At that time, I was like,
And that's all
what
he
the
had
fuck
to
did
say.
you just say? That's my first thing
When I
out my
said
mouth.
I went to
And then I'm just like,
0 to
yeah, what the fuck did you
1,000,
say?
like,
Did you just tell me
as
to
I
give you
think
a
about it now, I probably could have handled the situation better.
I heard you say
At
it.
that
So you
time,
swinging
I
it, and
was
I'm answering the
What
question.
did you just say?
I'm just like,
That's
yeah,
my
I'll
first
smack
thing
the
out
shit
my
out you. That's exactly
And
how I
I'm
just
just like,
responded.
Yeah, what
And
the fuck did
he
you
might
say?
have been playing. I don't
You
give
just
a
told him
fuck.
to get your coat.
And then I'm like,
I said, I
so
couldn't
now
say.
so now the
So
dude
you
doesn't know
ain't
what the
even
fuck to
answer.
do. He's
I'm
like,
answering the question. And I'm just
yo,
like,
yo, yo, yo,
I'm
yo,
smack the
like,
shit
no.
out you.
So John's
That's
trying to
exactly
climb.
how
I'm like,
this
John,
is.
shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk.
And
Right.
he might have been playing. I don't
He
give a
triggered
fuck.
me. At this point, he triggered
And
me.
then I'm like,
And all I can think about now is
So
I'm
now
slapping the
he's
shit out
now
of
the
you.
dude that's
So now I look at Jason, I go, give me a coat so I can slap. I was like, fuck that. Give me That's how toxic I was. I was like, go ahead. I was like, yo, Jason, take your coat off
He
and give
triggered
it to
me.
me.
At this point,
I'm
he
going to
triggered me.
slap you.
And all I
And
can
he's
think
like,
about now
yo,
is
yo,
I'm
yo,
slapping
I
the
was
shit
just,
out of you. So now
nah,
I look at
motherfucker,
Jason, I
you're
go,
not joking
give me
because
your
you
coat
said it
so I
in
can
front of me,
slap you.
and I don't think
I
it's a
was like,
joke.
fuck that. Give him your. That's how
It's not
toxic
funny
I
to me.
was.
No,
I was like, go ahead. I was like, yo, Jason,
You
take your
trying to
coat
play,
off, give it to this nigga.
like,
I'm going to slap you.
and it could have
he's
been
like,
another,
yo, 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 I was just.
it might have been another day. I might have been like, yo,
joking
yo,
because you
that's
said it
cute,
in
don't
front of me,
disrespect
and I
me
don't
like
think it's a
that. And
joke.
walked it off. Me, that particular
It's not
moment,
funny.
like I said, it would go from
You trying to
0
play.
to 2,000.
Right. And
Slap
it
the
could have
shit
been
out
another.
you. Like, give him your coat.
It might have
You
been
be saying
another.
there like,
I might have
yo,
been
yo.
like, yo, yo, yo.
And he's probably looking at my cousin
Then
John,
walk
like, yo, what the
Me,
fuck is
that
wrong with
particular
this?
moment, like I said, it would go from.
But that's how I was, and I know the
0
fact because I
to
was angry.
2,000.
Right.
I was like, yo,
And
dude,
I
I'm slap the shit out.
and
you.
when they come
Like,
out,
give him
oh,
the
it's
coat. Dude is standing there like.
somebody
yo,
can
yo.
say something and I can be like,
he's
ah, that's
probably looking
cute,
at,
and
he's
don't say
probably looking at my cousin
anything.
John like, yo, what the fuck?
Then
is
somebody
wrong
can say
with this
something,
nigga?
and I can be like,
But that's
oh,
how I was, and
you
I know the
like,
fact because I
or
was angry.
I would just be so
And
mean about it.
and when they come
That-
out, oh, that's it. Could be something. Somebody could
I
say
was just-
something, and I could be like,
I made
that's
a
cute,
dude
and don't
almost
say
change
it.
his clothes one night.
Then somebody could
We
say
were at his
something,
house.
and I could be
It was
like,
at my cousin's
fuck,
house.
we about to fight,
I was-
or
I
I
was
would just
having
be so mean.
me and
about
another
it
dude was having a drink,
that
and
That already
I would
sounds
just.
bad.
Yeah,
I made
it's
a dude
about
almost
time.
change his clothes one
He
night.
lost.
Drinking games are
We were at his
usually
house.
He lost.
We was at
He
my
wanted to go
cousin's
shot
house.
for shot with me.
And I don't get. We was having a.
I don't know
Me
why
and
he
another
wanted to
dude
do
was
that.
having a drinking.
And this is like when I was really
And
so he lost,
yeah,
and
it involves alcohol. He lost.
this dude was the nicest guy ever.
He lost. He
was
wanted to go
so
shop for shop
chill
with
and
me,
cool.
and he lost.
He walked by me,
I don't know why
and he
wanted to
had
do
on
that. And this is like when I was really
like a
drinking.
brown track.
So he lost.
And I was
and
like, what is that shit? Crushed velvet?
this
And I was
dude
like,
was
what
the
the fuck is that?
nicest
Shitty
guy
brown?
ever.
And then I just went on.
So
And
chill.
then about a year or two later,
he
we
walked
said,
by
dog,
me, and he had
you
on
know, you almost made me change my clothes back.
like a brown
He said,
track.
I've seen you
And
do
I
that
was
to
like,
people.
what is that shit? Crushed
I just never
velvet?
thought you would have did it to me. He said,
And I was like,
I
what
walked
the
by and I don't know
brown?
what
And
I did
just
to
went on.
you. And I said,
And
you know,
then
you did
about a
absolutely
year or
nothing.
two later, we
I was-
said, dog,
I was like, yo,
you almost made me
you
change
didn't
my
even
clothes
say
back.
anything.
He
It's
said,
just,
I've seen you do that
You
to
just
people.
evil.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
never thought you would have did it to me. He said, I
What
walked
kind
by,
of
I don't know
shots
what I
were you
did to
doing?
you. And I said, you know, you did absolutely nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And sometimes that
I was
matters.
like, yo,
I was drinking
you didn't even
151.
say anything. It just
I had alcohol poisoning the next day. So I was drinking 151. I was drinking rum punch and then some other shit.
You drinking whites. It
Wow.
sounds like a bunch of whites.
It could have been whites. It could have been
I was
mixed.
drinking 151.
I just know my mom let me lay on the floor.
151. I was drinking rum punch.
My friends came and got me, and I threw up.
Finally.
It
could have been white.
And I was like, yo, something's wrong with me. And then
I just know
when I
my
got back
mom
in the
let me
house,
lay on the floor.
they need to make it into bed.
They came. My friends came and got me,
Mother walks in,
and I threw up.
and my mom was
And
some gangster shit.
I was sweating,
Mhm.
and
First
I
of all,
was like,
someone
"Yo,
called
something's
me,
wrong
and my
with
mom
me."
was
And then when I got back in the house, I didn't even make it into the bed. I was still on the floor.
He's like,
My mother walks in.
He's like, yeah, we had strippers
My
at the
mom
bar,
did the most
and I was
gangster
supposed to be
shit
paying the
ever.
strippers that day.
First of all,
And
someone
my mom
called
was
me,
like,
and my mom pissed me off.
yeah, he's not going nowhere. My son's not going nowhere. I'll tell him you call. I can hear her. I'm on the floor. I can hear her.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
she's like,
and I was supposed to be paying the strippers that day.
he's not going nowhere.
My
And
mom was
bye.
like,
Because my mom's
yeah,
a short
he's
closet
not
lady
going
from New York.
My son's not
She
going
brought me
nowhere.
up.
I'm
So,
telling you, call. I
when
can
she
hear
tells
her. I'm
you
on the
one
floor. I
time,
can hear her.
she's
And
not
she's
he's
like,
not going anywhere.
Um,
That's about the
he's
nicest
not
that you
going
gonna
nowhere.
get.
And bye.
When you get to that
'Cause my
second and
mom's
third
a short
time,
5-foot lady from New York.
it's like, yo, you about to get cussed out.
So
They didn't go the
when
fourth
she
time
tells
because she
you
was
one
just like, yo, what the
time,
fuck? Click.
he's not
That's how
going
she would
anywhere.
roll. So my
That's
mom's
about the
like, yo,
nicest
I
that
can
you're gonna get.
fix you.
When you get to
And
that
then
second
I
and
said,
third
cool.
time,
And
it's
I
like,
still
yo,
had some
you
more
about to
people
get
now.
cussed out.
I
They
remember
didn't
this.
go
She
the
said,
fourth time because she was just like, yo, what the
you
fuck?
can
Click.
drink what you drank
That's
last
how she
night.
would roll. So my mom's like, yo, I can fix you. And then
He's like,
I
we'll
said,
balance
cool.
you out. I was like,
And
I
I
don't
still
know.
have some more people in that flash. I remember
he
this.
said, go to the store.
You can drink what you drank last night. And I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, because you did.
Yeah. She's like, go to the store.
she was like,
Get you an
"Well,
outfit
balance
for
you
the
out."
game.
And I was like, I don't even want to look at this.
And
She
drink that.
said,
And then
go to
you'll
the
be
store. I was like, you gonna go for me?
fine. So the game ready.
She's like, no. She's like,
Yeah.
go to the store.
But
Get you an
walking
outfit.
past all that
That's right.
with that alcohol poisoning that hangs over at the same time.
You'll be
Normally it's like a 5 or 6 minute walk. That day it felt like 2 hours.
Mhm.
But you know, but like I said,
Walking to that
I
store
realized that
with that alcohol
my level
poisoning
of
that hangs
toxicity
over
was
at
just
the
over
same
with,
time.
like to the extreme.
Normally
Yeah.
it's like a 5 or 6 minute walk. That day.
Mine was only after provoked, but then once I got
Yeah, 'cause
provoked,
you
it
was
was.
out line.
No, it was because I always try to keep my head down, just mind my business, especially when I'm on a job. But when it comes to me, I'm
What
an
about the
answer.
relationship?
On relationships,
You didn't do toxic shit in relationships?
You did.
I did.
Stop
It
lying.
wasn't off the break, but if something pissed me off that she did, I wouldn't communicate enough, and I just started doing toxic shit. So that was my problem. If she didn't, but then I would communicate for her to even know that whatever she did that upset me.
So you was toxic.
Yeah,
You was the whole toxic ball of everything.
yeah, but it was also after she had done some toxic shit too. I always go
So
with
like,
the
what
flow.
would she do to make you angry? Like what?
Be like one of my with my ex, always talking about God brother, if this her God brother or whatever, and then say we were talking about her parents, and I said, so your folks come to pick you up? She'd say, yeah, but then I came home early, and then her folks was her God brother that picked her up. So it was like
Was it really her god brother?
I don't know.
So why are you giving the
Because
quotation?
she had like 6, 7 God brothers that would always want to come
Were they
see her.
brothers?
No, that was God brother. That's why I put the quotation like we were just talking about how New York folks got cousins. You know how Maryland motherfuckers got God brothers.
I only say that about an actual god brother.
Yeah, well, you got these other brothers that everybody's the God brother. So when they come around, you supposed to be cool. Like nah, and then once I saw that, I was like, okay, then my toxic nature kicked in, and she lasted about 2 weeks after that. So I mean, like I said, it's when something happens. Then
So that was at the beginning of the relationship.
no, that was the end of the relationship. That was after we had lived together.
Did you ever meet these god brothers before?
Nah, cause it started on social media. Once we posted that we were in a relationship, and
Then all the god brothers came out.
Then first it was, oh, I didn't know you were looking for a man. I would have, So I'm like, yeah, all of that shit, and she wouldn't, disregarded it. It's like, oh, I appreciate you. I'm like, you upset with me because I'm answering football questions to females, and they might say, thanks, baby. And I don't say nothing back, but you get upset with me, but you're not shutting this shit down.
But
And
why you ain't shut it down the baby either?
at that time, I was building my brand. So that's why I told her this is just sports and me building my brand and getting followers. I need female. I'm still trying to engage more female listeners and
To
female.
some women, that's a problem.
That's cool. But if you understand that if I'm taking you to work, or I'm picking your son up from daycare, going to work, and doing that. I mean, when did I have time when I'm working the overnight? No, fuck that. The schedule I was working, no.
So what you did made her mad, and so she might have reacted. She might have done the same thing that you did. You letting these girls call you baby made her angry, so she started having this toxic behavior.
No, that was going on before. That's what I'm saying. It was one random conversation out of like dozens I have on my page, and she finds that one. Well, she said, "Baby, like, but you got these motherfuckers basically proposing to you on your page, and you don't say shit." But because she responded to that, and I didn't say "Don't call me baby" or say some shit like that, I'm in the wrong. Nah, fuck that, man.
So CBD.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Grip and Tiana Tasty. It could have been she put. It could have been anybody. It could have been anyone. It was your mental state at the time.
So CB3.
You just wanted
shout out to DJ Grip and Tiana Tasty.
He was just the one to knock the chip off your shoulder. But Growth is an amazing thing. And then when you started talking,
it was
didn't trust
mental state at the time.
Well, I mean, like I say, when you have situations like that, I mean, after that, yeah, that's why I said it only lasted like 2 because don't play word games with me. You know what the context of what we're talking about. No, when you say your folks, when she know we're talking about her parents, when she and her folks means her God, she was playing word games. And I'm like, oh, we can play word games because I'm the king of that shit. And as I said, it lasted like well, like I said, her name was on the lease. I needed the money for the rest of the fucking read for the rent. We still had another month and a half.
Now I'll tell you like this. I had
Fuck that.
I had a female put me in a bad situation that made me that and I reacted toxic. But like we needed a ride. We was going somewhere. And she put me in a car with a dude she was
now I'll tell you like this.
And it was her best friend's like god brother.
I had a female put me in a bad situation that made me that cannot react.
So
It's that bullshit.
I noticed something. And then I was just like,
you noticed some exchanges of looks.
Yeah.
And it was her
and then
best
when
friend,
I had the I was like, oh, so y'all used to date, and then like, what do you mean?
So I was like, I noticed.
So then when we had the conversation,
and then I was just like,
I because of how she was elusive her answer was,
then
we did have the conversation. Like I really did blow
I
up.
was like, oh, so y'all used to date, and then she's like, what do you mean?
Because I was like, why would you sit in the car with this?
Without
so then when we had the conversation,
yes, I was like, had you told me beforehand, I would have told you I'd rather book. Still, but I would respect it that you was told.
Right.
Tell me,
I feel like you don't always have to tell everything, but something like that, I feel like it is important because it's a respect.
Had you told me beforehand,
I
would have told you.
Now I feel like this little midget nigga was laughing at me, and I want to fuck him up.
Then tell me afterhand.
It was like 3 hours stop.
Okay, but why you gotta go in on him? He do nothing. He ain't the one that you was dating and not telling the truth. You know what I mean? He just got the call. He was like, all right, cool. I help you and your dude. He might have been feeling away too.
No, he probably still trying to
Shout
hit.
out to Lady Internet for holding it down for the ladies.
He probably still was trying. He was still trying to hit. That's the reason why he gave that ride.
That's not always the situation. That might not always be. That may be why he said, "Yeah, I'll take you," but that don't mean that he was pursuing her. At the end of the day, he may have felt some kind of way that she even opened her mouth and called him to pick y'all up.
If any nigga get that call, he think he still got a shot.
In my mind, he does.
Any nigga get that call from a chick he used to fuck.
I wouldn't have done that, but
Exactly.
I mean, that's just me.
I mean, in my early 20s, and I didn't play that shit. I was just like, yo, we done. Like,
Do that shit to me. I had you.
Yeah, I don't understand why she didn't say nothing to you beforehand.
And then she looked at me like, why you overreacting? Why the fuck did you put me in a position?
Yeah,
and I told her, I said, why the fuck you put me in a position with this nigga? Why I feel this nigga vibe?
You better than me, bro.
Like, then on top of it, it ain't like I'm gonna see this nigga anytime soon to really fuck him up. So now you really got me messed up because now I'm just angry to be angry.
You know what I'd have did? I pulled my dick out, made her suck my dick. Now he driving.
He found out the actual truth after the
I don't give a fuck. Once you said you used to fuck this dude, like you said, like you think the little nigga laughing at you because you got to get this nigga a ride and shit. Yeah, shut up. I'm trained to well. Fuck that, man. See, that's the type of toxic shit that I do.
I mean, look at more people still hitting it after a while.
I'm talking about while we were on the way to wherever you dropping us off to. I ain't talking about later on. I'm talking about getting over the back seat, nigga.
The thing about it, I'm figuring it out as we're going to really know.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
It wasn't
like,
confirmed.
it wasn't confirmed. Like, I started to know the signs. I ain't a stupid nigga. So I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
No inside jokes, they laugh at that. Oh, y'all, keep going. Y'all about to get fucked up.
Yeah, see, that's disrespectful.
Like, it
Because it's bad enough that he
like, I
came and
started
picked
to know
y'all
the
up and she
signs. I
didn't
ain't
tell you the
stupid
nature of the
nigga. So I'm
relationship
like,
that they had.
hold
But
on,
then
this little
to
inside
laugh and
joke, they
joke.
laugh
Both of them
at
got
that.
tased. Yeah, they got both of them got
Y'all
tased.
about to get fucked up in
You
this
said
motherfucker.
taste.
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
He's
motherfuckers. I don't wait till you got to the stoplight. wait till we get to the stoplight.
You
I've been
don't like
sitting there.
life, do you?
I'm waiting for the stoplight.
I didn't have a taser back then. I had a knife. So I had to cut both of them.
When you got to, when you got to.
And that joint was always
So no one can talk about me. Here we go.
I ain't never cut nobody.
We didn't ask you that.
Oh, wow.
I said no one can talk about me having protection on me at all times.
That's what you want to call it.
It's protection for security purposes.
It's a concealed weapon for when you pull up, motherfucker. They call it what it is.
It's not a concealed weapon. It is for self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by that.
When they have to attack you first before you can pull it out.
Yes.
Just making sure we got the same
First
definition.
of all, you forget that my father and so many other people in my family were police officers.
I know, I'm just
So
making sure.
I
you
already
understand.
know they have to hit you first.
I don't mean when they breathe on me.
Hey, I said they have to hit you first.
All right, just making sure.
I already know. Now, what I say shouldn't matter. If they can't control their emotions because of what someone says to them, that's their fault. That's their problem, not mine.
I heard that what they told
Tiana
me.
Tasty said, the feelings wasn't hurt, you still fucked it. I mean, the feelings was hurt, but I still need to pay.
Feelings in the nut have nothing to do with each other. To a man.
Tiana Tasty said,
I disagree.
The feelings wasn't hurt, you still fucked it.
As a man, I didn't
feelings was hurt, but I still need to
Yeah, but flip it. If it's a chick that you do like, then
In the early,
it
I should say,
matters.
in the early stages of a relationship.
Sometimes if it's a chick that you do like, or you really feeling and you really, really love, any of those, it's a factor. I've seen it. Sometimes, I mean, women do it too. People act stupid for other people all the time.
Oh yeah, I just chalk it up. Hey, you know, I hit it. She don't like me more than hitting it once. You know, I normally get a return trip. As long as I get a return trip, I hit it more than once. I'm happy. If it ain't going nowhere after that, hey, as long as I
So if you
earned
don't
it.
get a return trip, you're mad.
Yeah, that means I ain't do my job. Shit, fuck that. That's my goal.
Women don't think like that.
I know that.
Some women actually use dudes for one night stand and then I've had a woman
I'm-
use you for a one night stand.
I've had one.
And you be like, and then you realize.
So wait, if y'all talking, and then you only hit it one time, that's not a one night stand. Am I right? So you can't say one night stand.
Okay, but so if you had a woman that use you for sex,
Hold on. I gotta think about this.
One time.
So if you consider that you were talking for an amount of time, if you have sex one time and they roll, that's not considered a one night stand.
No, a one night stand is somebody you met that one night.
You see that? Yeah,
Right.
because
That's what a one night stand is. Am I right?
That's technically what a one night stand.
Yeah, a one night stand is you meet that
Okay, now
person
I'm
that
on
night, you smash, and then you go about your business. That's what that is.
Yeah, I've had that.
You ever had that happen?
Yeah, that night at the gas station. Yeah, when the two chicks picked me up. Yeah, that happened that night. It was just
When
some
you
random
get
shit.
kidnapped.
Yeah, that's right. When I got kidnapped.
Yeah,
That's right.
you
Yeah,
hear
I
him?
forgot- I
That's
forgot.
right. Yeah, he
Yeah, I
couldn't
forgot.
remember his line.
I got kidnapped.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, when I got kidnapped. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just crazy because, like, I remember having a chick and she was like, "Oh,
Okay, that happens. I don't see what the problem is.
I mean, it's cool. It's just unexpected sometimes.
But sometimes men.
Sometimes niggas want to cuddle.
with that.
Sometimes a nigga want to cuddle too.
It was cool, but it was just like the first time that happened, I was just like, it threw the fuck out of me. I was like,
It was cool.
I'm sitting there like,
Y'all like Eddie Murphy and Boomerang. Remember he?
Yeah, that's how you feel, man. And especially if you leave money on the nightstand, you start looking at yourself like, am I a hoe? Yeah, you're like, motherfucker.
I'm sitting there like,
Just bust a nut and roll on. Like, motherfucker.
She got somebody else.
Yeah, I had it happen. It was, you know, it wasn't bad because I just called somebody else over later on.
That's horrid.
I was in my horror mode. Shit. Like, oh, you gonna go? All right. Wait 10 minutes.
you be thinking, oh, she about to sleep over.
Yeah.
She gonna lay there and
Change the
she-
sheets and everything.
And then she looked at you and hit you with that, okay, baby.
Yeah. Clean the toilet, clean the bathroom and
Have y'all
everything.
ever been in a situation where you had like a consistent chick, but you realized you ain't never been to her house?
Nah, because it's a requirement. By the third time we hooking up, I'm coming over your house. You ain't just coming over my shit. I need to know where the fuck you reside.
Nah, man. Sometimes she need to be incognito, man.
I need to know.
She
Nah.
was living down the street, but she was going through my mind.
See, I had a 2-mile radius rule. I ain't smashed nobody within 2 miles of my house.
That's smart.
Yeah. Riding by, see my car outside. And that's why I always had multiple cars.
I'm just saying, dog.
living down the street,
I think
she
it's
always come over my house.
Nigga, you shit.
No, I had some people like, yo, so when I was living down the street,
I've been in some weird
she's
shit.
like, we come to your house? No. You gonna go
I have
hotel.
some people that
Like, you come on my house and shit.
I have some people like, yo,
Go to the hotel.
Nigga.
I don't want to get you
when I
too
was
close.
living in
Imagine getting hit in the backyard with your girlfriend pulling up out front. How uncomfortable that is, nigga.
Toxic.
You come on
We
my house.
just said how toxic you can be.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I passed. That's some of the shit that I done been through, man. I was a victim.
That's not you being a victim.
Yeah, I
You're
was.
creating your
No,
scenario.
she
literally.
called me out. She said I was scared to get head from her in front of everybody.
So that made you a victim?
Yeah, I
No.
can't
He
have
is
that. Everybody was looking.
looking.
Everybody was looking at me like, "What you gonna do? Are you scared?"
Yes.
I couldn't have
you're
nobody
supposed to say
think.
yes.
Couldn't have them thinking I was scared, man. I was hustling around
You
there.
had a whole
I was the
entire
man.
day.
We technically wasn't together officially.
Okay.
We was just fucking at
Guess
that
what?
time.
Guess what?
Yeah, we was just
the problem?
technically we was just fucking. Nah, she never found out about that time. It was just funny.
About that time.
Yeah. It was, yeah. I told you, head is my weakness, man. I'm sorry, man. And Shawty had a mouth order, man. I just couldn't. I knew what that mouth do.
So in front of everyone.
No, we went around the back of the house. Everybody was in front, and we went around back. We was sitting around in the campfire
And
summer
at no
night.
point you don't think that you were toxic in this relationship in that part.
Man, I was living a life, dog.
Clearly.
I was making money, working legally. I was making money doing things illegally. I was the hottest nigga around the block. Had a fresh new truck. Had a new car.
And at no point you don't think that you were toxic in this relationship. That part.
It was only after she got me on some get back. That's when I realized how fucked up I was, when I felt what she felt all the times I fucked around on her. That's the only time I realized. And that's what I say, you never
So
know.
she had to get you back.
Well, this was
the
after
same way.
this was after we had broke up and became friends. I had a situation where I can't remember where I was living somewhere and I had to roll, and I ended up moving in with her for it was supposed to just be for a little while. We was just friends, except we wasn't even in the same bed. We wasn't really fucking all the time, but because we weren't together, I was still doing other things. And lesson for you gentlemen that date white women. They'll let you slip up and fuck a sister because they feel like you miss, home. But if you fuck around and fuck a white girl on them, oh man, don't do that shit. Let them find out.
The fact that you know this.
Yeah, I told you I try to educate so they don't make the same mistakes that I did in my past.
So how'd you get caught?
This was before camera phones, and I used to keep a
And
picture
you still
book.
got caught. I'm glad
Yeah.
that they didn't.
Well, I used
you
to
used to keep a picture,
I used
but
to keep it's something that me and my folks we used to keep, pictures of what we do. So I left my wallet at home and didn't go back to get it, and I should have known she was gonna go through. And she saw a couple of pictures of some white female. So
How many fucking pictures did you have?
are you talking about the wallet size pictures?
yeah, That's what I used to do.
And you kept it in your wallet.
Yeah, wallet size pictures for your wallet. Well, come on, now that makes sense.
You wanted to.
I didn't give up because I had got away with so much. I didn't think I thought I was untouchable.
That's the main issue right there.
Yeah, I had got away with so I had done so much dirt. She had done so much shit. I was like, nah, well, I don't know. That wasn't, but not that time. This time, this time she hit me with she played a cool card. Next thing I know, I come home one day. She hit me with the I'm dating someone right now. I don't think it's appropriate for us to live together. So you got like 2 weeks to roll. Yeah. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
She hit me with a me.
Yep.
Hey, Dad, I need the truck. Yeah, that shit hurt. That shit hurt.
Oops.
Yeah, that's when I learned. I was like, I'm a sorry motherfucker.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Hey, man, denial is
But you still did some talk to stuff after. I know you did.
To her?
To anybody.
Oh.
No.
Let me think. Nah. After that, I was pretty much on the straight and narrow because that was a long stretch before I got into another relationship. I think, yeah. The next relationship I was in with the chick that was that moved to Houston. Only reason I didn't work, like I said, when she started working in Africa and was gone for 6 months at a time, I just couldn't. Yeah.
I think one of the most funny toxic events a female did to me was I never forget this thing.
You said did to you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were in.
I think one of the most funny toxic events
I don't know how the conversation
was.
We were both Gemini.
So y'all both
So
crazy.
yeah. So what started as a fun conversation became
I don't know how the conversation,
but
we were both Geminis, I think.
And I wanted to leave.
So yeah, so
but I couldn't.
What started as a fun conversation?
I left my clothes over her house or whatever.
Fucked up conversation. But
I don't even want to see her.
And I wanted to leave.
But then she had my clothes. And she knew it, so we basically had to stay the night together and hate each other's guts.
And
I remember she hit me with that.
But then she had my clothes.
I think I ain't called her
and
for
she
something.
knew it, so we basically had to stay the night together hating each other's guts. And I remember she
Did you
hit
tell
me
your
with
mother
that.
that?
I think I ain't called her for something. She hit me with that. You know I'm pregnant.
And the day I was about to tell my mother,
Sweating.
she called me. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was just joking. I just want to see you."
She said, "You tell your mother yet?"
See, yeah, she lucky.
Lucky what?
Pull that shit on me. I'd have had my sisters and cousins over here. Fuck her up. Like, you playing games like that? Nah, we don't play like that around here. We don't do that.
Sometimes I gotta look back and I think some of the shit that I did deserve that because of my mouth and shit.
Yeah, I feel that. Ain't never happened to me.
I had to learn to be less.
Sometimes
because I was just
I gotta
say
look
that
back
in
and
my
I think
mind.
some of the
I
shit
wanted
that
to
I
say
did,
shit
I
fucked up. I
deserved
said
that because of my mouth.
See, that's why the calculated move is much better because when you do it at the right time and it hurts their soul, they make sure that they never want to be seen and say nothing to you ever again because they're going to remember that pain they felt at their lowest point that they were at that time. That's just me.
You know what? We're going to play some music.
You're
way too dark.
You're really weird.
I'm just saying, I got time on my hands. Be at home, just me and my dog.
Be dark. Nigga, your shit be
You
like.
said you got time on your hands, so this is the reason why you're the way that you are, because you have time.
Yeah, I just be sitting home after I get off work. All I do is go home and just me and my dog. I just be in my thoughts, man. It's a rough place in my
You're
head.
making it a hobby because something's not right.
Oh, that's why I come through the show, man. I had something to do, bro. If not, I don't know.
You don't know what. You
I
can
don't
get
know
dark.
what might happen. Yeah, hey, man.
Black hole.
It's a slippery slope, baby. I've been trying to walk the straight and narrow, man. It's a daily struggle.
We need to hurry up and get this man need to get himself together.
Man, I ain't prayed this much in my life.
He does. He really does.
Just trying to make it.
Make what?
Just trying to make it every day, man. Just trying to be a man, better man than I was the day before.
Lady December 1st, lady. This.
Yeah.
C3 the dark ass. They need to be C8. What?
Baby Simba.
How about McChicken?
Swayze, why you do it?
McChicken, that's right. 2 for $3.50.
McChicken for 2 for $3.50 now? That's good.
Chicken going up. It was 2 for $3. I used to get them all the time when I was
They
growing
used
up.
to be $1. So now, a sandwich that was $1, you get 2 for $2. Now it's 2 for $3.50. That is crazy. A whole $1.50 more. For that, you could have got 3.5.
Let's talk about my hoes. I got Aisha and Felicia. I be hunching on Felicia. I be dogging out Felicia. Nice to meet you. And this is my class. I am the teacher now. Pass blood. This is that gas. I blow your speakers out. On the charts, I'm talking 21. Ain't talking sex. Please don't try me like no average. Yeah, that talent I been had. Breaking all my bad habits. Getting rich and living lavish. Ashley is a good man.
Yeah, you can turn it off on there.
Young nigga, ayy, get that money stack. Your phone was filled with nothing but them addicts. Now it's nothing but the baddest. Used to sell weed out of bags. Flexing cause I never had it. Hate, I'm in a different bracket. Drink too much, can't let them catch it. Show my ass, they swear I'm at the extra. They hating cause they want a feature. Watching cause they know I'm pressure. I ain't sorry that I'm special. Take a picture, write a letter. Know my days is getting better. Even in the hills, I still need salt and pepper. Money, clothes, glocks and hoes. That's how my niggas roll. Smoking Zai, don't ask me why. You know Simba always high. Let's talk about our hoes. I got Aisha and Felicia. I be hunching on Felicia. I be dogging out Felicia. Nice to meet you. And this is my class. I am the teacher now. Pass blood. This is that gas. I blow your speakers out. On the tracks, I'm talking 21. Ain't talking 7. Please don't try me like no average. Yeah, that talent I been had it.
And then you just inhaled it.
I ate earlier.
Almost inhaled it. Yeah, I remember you said you was going.
2 for $2. Big double and a McChicken. I'm gonna be here for a while.
A nigga was fucking on me. He was in love. Don't let that little nigga lie to you. Ain't finna pressure a nigga to get out his feelings. Nah, that's what his mama do. Ain't finna beef with no little bitty bitch. She get beat. That's what that drama do. Ain't in no waste of my time. Running these bands. That's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't in no waste of my time. Running these bands. That's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't in no waste of my time. Running these bands. That's what them commas. Everybody a queen, well, bitch, I'm a nuisance. Come to your city, yo, nigga, I'm looting. Bitch, I'm a stepper, period. She think she fucking with treasure, delirious. Lil' George stalking my page, she curious. She think I'm playing that rap, I'm serious. I ain't got time for all of that chit-chat. Stepping too close and get hit with the reflex. First I'm an Average, you know I'm a leader. Don't follow no rules, only follow procedures. Like if a bitch get out of line, a nigga wasting my time. Fuck em. Promoter ain't giving no money, then do it. Don't play with a gang when you see us in public. If I had nothing, you know
I used to be the tacos on Tuesday. I like the tacos.
fucking on me. He was in love. Don't let that little nigga lie to you. Ain't finna pressure a nigga to get out his feelings. Nah, that's what his mama do. Ain't finna beef with no little bitty bitch. She get beat. That's what that drama do. Ain't in no waste of my time. One of these bands. That's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't in no waste of my time. One of these bands. That's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't in no waste of my time. One of these bands. That's what them commas do.
My phone like, Tay, where you at? I dropped the pen, come give me that neck. He trying this pussy, he like, what the heck? I don't be bragging about how I be wet. My drip game
commas do.
I don't
That's what them commas do.
I don't
Yeah, that's what them commas do.
think
Ain't no wasting my time, running these bands. That's what them commas do. Yeah.
you be on some funny shit. What's going on with the game?
Well, this is a very interesting game. San Francisco's up 10-7. Third quarter with 10 minutes left. Rams are trying to drive to get a tying field goal or to get a touchdown. They had a wide open wide receiver. That ball bounced off his hands that would have gave them a 7 lead, but unfortunately they couldn't capitalize after that. And San Francisco went down and kicked the field goal. Now the Rams are driving. They're on San Francisco's 44. It's now 2nd and 1, and we got 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Look like this is probably going to come down to the end, just like the previous game. But this is the third time these teams have played. San Francisco beat the Rams twice, I believe. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, but San Francisco is trying to do that to get to the Super Bowl, and I'm hoping the Rams break that streak and keep Trent Williams' punk ass at home.
I want San Francisco to go.
Our co-host Anna is a 49ers fan, and I was rooting for the first 2 weeks, but I had to tell her I'm sorry. Once y'all picked up Trent Williams, I can't root for him to go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I have a vindictive personality. When you say some of the stuff you said about my favorite team, yeah, you're done. Yeah, just like me and LeVar. We was cool till he said that shit about Joe Gibbs. Then he went down on his bike down here in New Carrollton when he signed with the Giants and ended his career. Not saying I'm happy about that. Just saying karma
had
happened.
anything to do with it.
I didn't put that gravel on that turn on 450.
My God.
I didn't know he was going to be going that way that day. I ain't got nothing to do with me. But karma's a motherfucker. But, when you say surf like that, like I still, the situation, with the cancer, I'm glad he's better. But it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you go to a sports medicine doctor instead of an oncologist? And you got a black wife that ain't going to tell you go get a second opinion? Come on now. Somebody in your family. Hey, man, you need to get that checked out, man. That's a sports medicine doctor. He don't know about bumps and lumps and shit on your head. And then you're going to play victim, and then when the team says, okay, let's investigate, you like, no, we don't need to investigate. I just want to be traded. Well, say that's the fuck you want then. Don't try to make some big dramatic. Then they get a thing on ESPN Plus. They did his surgery and had a documentary about that shit. If you wanted some money for that, just do that shit. Don't be trying to, cannibalize my franchise so you can get an extra paycheck, man. Fuck him.
Right.
Yeah.
You just went on the whole rant.
Yeah.
You good? Did you get it out? Did it feel good to get it out?
Yeah.
It could have. That's the same way he went on last week about.
Hey, man. It's real, dog. It's real. This ain't a game out here. I take my sports serious.
You might be the pettiest nigga on earth.
I know, nigga. I know. Proud myself on that.
He was 50.
It could have. That's
You.
Wish I had that nigga money.
You still holding the grudge from
years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, man. Nigga, I told you I done had a grudge
I feel
for.
like it's been longer. We've been in this pandemic we've been rocking with this pandemic for a minute, and it was a few years before the pandemic.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5.
I feel like it was longer.
I think this is his 4th year with San Fran, I think.
Oh, you talking about Trent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Oh, you talking about LeVar? Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, we was cool on Twitter, and then me and his co-host at the time, Chad Dukes, got into it.
Oh, my God.
Why'd you get into the co-host?
Because I told him he didn't know nothing about sports. Only reason he was on there because he was sucking LeVar dick the whole time.
And you don't think that?
Yeah.
It was the truth, though.
Why did you?
Because LeVar tried to come to his defense.
Why'd you get into
And I told him,
Wasn't LeVar supposed to come to his defense?
No, I mean, I was speaking the truth because he don't know shit about football. That's why he was often taken off the air not 9 months after we got in that instant confrontation on Twitter. He blocked me and shit, and I still told him fuck him.
It wasn't LeVar.
But yeah, especially this DC sports media, these folks that they never played a down of any sport in their life and criticizing athletes, I can't stand that shit.
So several weeks ago, we didn't have the show that week.
Mm-hmm.
Kumo D had put up a report card.
Oh yeah.
I glanced at it.
Several weeks ago,
I looked at it.
I thought we didn't have the show that week. Kumo D had put
Like I
up.
said, I glanced at it. I didn't even really look at it.
I remember. Did you text that to us or send us on social media?
It was interesting. It was interesting. Let me see if I can find it.
Some of this stuff I find. Yeah.
You texted it to us. You
I did.
Yeah.
So.
And he gave himself a A plus.
So yeah. So let me read some of this stuff.
So some of this stuff I find.
Kumo D. And the categories are.
I did. So.
Let me see the text.
So
you want me to read the categories?
Yeah. So let me read some of this.
Okay. So on his report card, you get graded
Kumo D,
on different
and the
things,
categories
and
are.
the average of that grade determines your rating. The first is vocabulary, then articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, records, stage presence, sticking to themes, innovating rhythms.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm glad that he didn't give himself like 10s all the way across, but I feel like if he did that, then he blasted. So he kind of like, you know.
So keep in mind, I'm a Kumo D fan.
Yes.
He's not an A plus. Let's get that out the front. So he had some songs, and he had some trash songs.
I'm a Kumo D fan.
And he rated himself a 10 on
He's
a
not
lot
an
of these.
Yeah.
Let's
vocabulary, I can give him a 10.
I can give him a 10 on sticking to themes.
He had
versatility, I can't give him a 9. I tried to give him maybe a 5.
I wouldn't give him a 10 for creativity.
Records, I would not give him an 8.
I can give him
He's more like a 5, 80 or 6. He had some big records, but he didn't have, like, we're comparing catalogs, like him and the LL, I have way big records.
But he gave LL a lot less than he gave himself. Like he gave LL for originality a 6, but he gave himself a 10.
Like if we're comparing catalogs, like him and the LL,
I don't agree with that.
way bigger records.
But he gave LL
I definitely
a lot less than he gave himself.
Yeah.
Like he gave LL
And then
for originality a 6, but he gave himself a 10.
But it's weird. First of all, the category for voice, that's kind of weird to me. Because like even you're rating another man's voice, but he gave like LL a 9, gave himself a 10.
Innovating
Going down, Dougie Fresh, he gave his voice an 8.
Yeah.
Bismarck, I guess it's supposed to be Biz Marquee.
Yeah.
But he gave like LL
An 8.
himself a 10.
Run DMC, he gave him an 8 for voice.
Dougie Fresh, he gave his
Fat Boys, Houdini, 8.
So, I don't even want to touch it. So here's something really crazy. For vocabulary, he gave Rakim an 8 and Cass one a 7.
And gave himself a 10.
So here's something really
You see
crazy.
what I'm saying?
For vocabulary,
Those dudes are way more articulate than Kumo.
He gave Rakim
And Heavy D, he gave Heavy D a 7.
He gave Public Enemy, Chuck D a 7 for vocabulary.
You see what I'm saying?
Those dudes are way more
Okay, so
articulate
he gave
than
Master
Kumo.
P a 6 for vocabulary. I agree. He gave Jay-Z a 7. DMX a
He
7.
gave Public Enemy, Chuck D a 7 for vocabulary.
DMX though, come on now. For vocabulary. Matter of fact, he rated Jay-Z at 82. He gave himself a 95.
He gave Big Pun. Have you not heard of Big Pun album? He gave Big Pun an 8 for vocab. He gave Big Pun an 82.
He rated Jay-Z.
Articulation.
He gave
Big Pun a 7.
He gave Redman an
He
89
gave Big
overall.
Pun. Have you not heard of Big Pun album? He gave Big Pun an 8 for
Redman,
vocab. He
come
gave
on
Big
now.
Pun an
Nas, he gave an 84.
Nas, he gave an 84.
Articulation.
He gave
Big Pun
Jay-Z
a
an
7.
82.
I didn't even
I
look
feel
at
like
that.
Kumo D is so petty.
This has to be the most pettiest list ever.
He gave Sticky
Nas
Fingers
gave
a
84.
higher score than Jay-Z. And wait, Mystical got a higher score.
Wow, I should tell you it all right
He
there.
gave
This has to be the most petty.
He gave Razzcast a higher score than Jay-Z and Nas.
and Tretch. He gave Tretch one.
I would say this about Tretch. Tretch was very lyrical.
But he gave him a 9 for
Raz
vocabulary
Cat's the highest
and
score
articulation. He
than
gave himself a
50
10 in those categories.
Now, I would say this about
Method
Tretch.
Man got a 91.
Was very lyrical.
He gave Little Kim an 80. How you gonna give Little Kim an 83 and Jay-Z an 82? Yo, this
So
is the
petty.
funniest shit ever. He gave Mason 79.
He gave
like
Little
Mason,
Kim
okay.
an 80.
I
How you gonna
mean,
give Lil'
yeah,
Kim an
it's nice.
83 and
He
Jay-Z
got too
an
short of
82?
76.
Yo, this is the
And
funniest
Master
shit
P got
ever.
a 76.
He gave Common an
He gave
88.
Mason 79.
Corrupt got an 86. But he gave Lauren Hill a 97.
Yo. Puffy got an 80.
He gave
Nah, he should
How
get
the fuck
lower.
he gave Common an 88.
No shade, Pop. But Kumo D, I feel like he's really.
Yo.
This
Puffy got an 80.
is some trolling shit before trolling became.
He gave Biggie a 95, Tupac a 93, Mace, of course, he said 79, but he gave Puffy a higher score than Mace.
And Mace wrote his
some
rhyme.
trolling shit before trolling became a word.
He gave Black Thought, who's one of the most underrated MCs in '87.
Yeah. Black Thought should get way more. And then Buckshot got
And Mace
83.
wrote his rhymes.
He got higher than Jay-Z. Foxy got
Black
the same
Thought
as Jay-Z.
one of the
She
most
got an 82.
Underrated MCs.
He
in
gave
87.
Mac 10 higher
83.
than Jay-Z. And like I said, Sticky Fingers got higher. And Mystical got an A. He got a 90. So it's, I don't know. Did you see anything, any reasons why?
83.
You know, he felt this way? Because I feel like.
I mean, it's his opinion.
And he gave Curtis Blow an 81.
I don't know. Was it? I don't. Did you see anything?
He gave Jazzy for the Fresh Prince an 88.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
He gave Heavy D an 83.
Curtis Blow at 81.
Public Enemy only had an 80. Like, I feel like.
he gave Jazzy
Public
for the
Enemy
Fresh
had an
Prince
80, but UTFO had an 89.
He gave Heavy D at 83.
Wow.
That's funny.
Public Enemy only had an 80.
Yeah, because Public Enemy got an 80, but
Public Enemy had the same.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince was 88.
Public Enemy, who made Fight the Power one of the most powerful records ever, has the same score as Ultramagnetic MCs, who most motherfuckers don't even know about.
Public Enemy has the same.
And Grandmaster Flash, 81.
Public Enemy, who made Fight the Power one of the most powerful records ever, has the same score as Ultramagnetic
Like, he gave
MCs,
himself
who most
and Melly
motherfuckers
Mel
don't even know about.
95. And I feel like that was the highest that he gave.
The highest was Lauryn Hill.
No, the highest he gave anybody.
The highest was Lauryn Hill.
What did he give her? Wait, 97, you're right. So he feel like Lauren is the only one better than him?
Where the fuck is MC Light?
The highest
He's not
was
even
Lauryn
on
Hill.
here.
Where the fuck is Queen Latifah?
Not on
The
here.
highest was
And
Lauryn
don't
Hill.
get me wrong, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of my favorite albums. But there's other females on it.
Foxy, Lil Kim, and Lauren Hill.
Where
That's
the
the
fuck
only
is MC
female.
Light?
And real talk, that just kind of sheds
Where the
light.
fuck is Queen Latifah?
Back in the day,
And
the
don't get me
female
wrong, the
MCs didn't get no
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is
respect.
one of my favorite
So
albums. But
he
there's
ain't
other
put 'em on there.
females on here.
That's crazy.
Right.
No salt and pepper, no nothing.
Nope.
And real talk, that just kind of sheds light.
It kind of made me mad a little bit.
And how do you put Public Enemy, but then put Sticky Fingers
By himself. He said forget Fredro and everybody
No
else.
salt and pepper, no nothing.
That's funny though, but like
Mm.
I feel like he was being petty.
And how do you put Public Enemy?
Definitely.
But then
I
put
feel like it was a
Sticky Fingers
popularity thing
by
for him.
himself?
And Most Def should not have had an 85. He deserved.
San Francisco has just taken a lead, made their lead bigger with an impressive touchdown throw. I believe it was to Ayuk or was it to Debo? I couldn't tell if it was 11 or 19, but it was a great throw, fade route. No, that's what it was. Kittle. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kittle, the tight end. He's been pretty quiet, but he just made some noise, about to be 17-7, San Francisco leading.
And the extra point.
And third quarter with 2 minutes left.
Shout out to DJ Grim. DJ Grim says 2 OT smoke.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he's extra.
Yo, clearly he was high when he wrote this.
It's awful.
About to call him the Bobby Brown of old school rap.
Yeah, because he's like, first of all, there's no other man that's higher than him.
Yeah.
And Lauryn Hill's the only one that has a higher score than him.
What's the 5 hottest?
He only had maybe 2 albums.
Who's the hottest MC?
Lauryn Hill had one.
Dylan.
By herself, she
However,
had one.
Lauryn Hill album, one album is better than
Oh.
only had maybe 2 albums.
But I'm just saying, like,
we still outside of Wild Wild West, we still close.
That's pretty much all I think about when
Right.
Cool is Wild Wild West. So I'm
And
like,
Will Smith, you know, his Wild Wild West.
I didn't even.
that's probably why he gave Will Smith a look.
Outside of Wild Wild West.
He's like, oh, your Wild Wild West did better than mine.
Stole my
Yeah, it really did.
Stole my shit.
Yeah,
And
but
Will Smith,
it got,
you know, his Wild Wild West.
it got
I mean,
more
Will
numbers.
Smith back in the days was very creative. I mean, parents don't understand.
But he gave him a little score in the original.
You know, I think I could beat Mike Tyson. I mean,
Nightmare on
Elm Street. Yeah.
I felt like those were creative. We didn't have anything. We didn't have these things at that time. We didn't have anybody like Will Smith.
You know.
Until Will Smith.
And Will Smith wasn't trying to be like nobody else.
I mean,
He was completely.
He's like, I'm cookie cutter and I know it.
He was such a weirdo.
Some parents just don't understand. Come on now,
He
that
was
video was
such
crazy.
a weirdo, and he knows it.
I mean, he found his niche.
Yeah.
And he had a little
transitioned
community.
from being a hip hop star to being a TV star. Like,
And then a big, huge movie star.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Come on, he's clearly smoking something. That list is some trash. That report card was some trash. Like real talk, this report card was some trash. I just had to. When I saw it, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, the only reason the snow saved me for this conversation, but
Yeah, because we were
gonna tear that shit apart.
I was writing.
Man,
I thought it was really strange.
I was looking at.
Yeah, the only reason the snow saved him for this conversation, but
Yeah, bless his heart. He had a bless his heart moment.
First of all, Rakim is one of those dudes that changed the way people rap. Kumo D is not one of those dudes of vocabulary and voice that made niggas want. I don't know no nigga growing up that said I wanted to rhyme like Kumo D. Everybody on our block wanted to rhyme like Rakim. Then after the Rakim era stopped, everybody wanted to rhyme like Red.
Right, and see, here's the funny thing. He put for Redman, he put Sticking to Themes at 8.
Everybody on our block wanted to rhyme like
Redman
Redman
showed us that he can stick to the theme.
Redman taught a whole generation on how to roll a blunt. I don't know how you get more specific than that. I don't even smoke, but I know how to roll a blunt thanks to Redman.
And articulation, he gave him a 9.
And that's how a lot of niggas learn how to roll.
9. You said what?
That's how a lot of niggas learn how to roll.
Yeah, from his song.
I don't even smoke, but I know how to roll a
And
blunt.
poor
thanks
Ice
to Redman.
Cube. Oh my God.
Ice Cube dirty.
Yeah.
Did he put Ice T on there at least? Or just Ice Cube? I didn't think
I don't think so. I don't think he liked him too much. Probably less than what he liked everybody else. And Too Short. Oh my God, he is too short. Such a low
Did he
score.
even did he put Ice T on there?
Hey man,
Or just Ice
can't fall too short, man.
Too Short, he ain't give him.
he ain't like the Beastie Boys. He gave them motherfuckers a C.
Yeah, he gave Too Short a C. Too Short had a 76. Yeah, he did some people dirty.
Oh man.
What happened?
He's watching
He ain't
football
like the Beastie
too.
Boys. He gave them motherfuckers a C.
No, please don't go
Oh
up
my
on
God.
nobody.
No, it's just hilarious.
What? I don't know no nigga that ever bought a Just Ice album.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh Lord.
And he gave that nigga an 82. And I know who Just Ice is.
You saw he put Boogie Boys on there. He gave them a 77. He gave Boogie Boys higher than the Beastie Boys.
That ever bought a Just Ice album. And he gave that nigga an 80
Ultramagnetic
too.
got an
And I know
80.
who Just Ice is.
Like,
Like we said, this is his opinion, and we see his
It's
opinion
his
is some
opinion,
garbage.
Like
yeah.
I said, how you gonna have Ultramagnetic? Like I said, I know who they are. I've never bought they shit. Kool Keith, I know who Kool Keith is. He rhymed without really trying to rhyme, and he sucks. The same grade as Public Enemy. Like, don't believe the hype and fight the power.
Wait,
Like
wait,
I
wait.
said, how you gonna
You
have
see Public Enemy, right?
Ultramagnetic? Like I said,
And look at
I know who they
the
are. I've
two
never
under
bought
it.
they shit. Kool Keith.
Go
I
ahead
know
and
who
read
Kool
that
Keith
out.
is. He
That's
rhymed
a
without really
Sonic.
trying to rhyme, and he sucked.
And
The same grade as
Grandmaster
Public
Flash and the
Enemy.
Furious
Like,
Five.
don't believe the hype
You
and
see
fight
who got the
power.
highest?
You see Public Enemy, right?
So out of those three, Public Enemy got an 80. Stetsasonic,
How does Sonic get higher than Public Enemy?
82.
And then
And
Grandmaster
Grandmaster
Flash
Flash.
and the Furious Five. Like,
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
nigga, if you ain't from New York or you wasn't born in the '80s, you don't give a fuck about how Sally walks. That's the only song they really have popular.
How the hell Stetsasonic get higher?
They
than
know
Public
talking
Enemy?
all that jazz.
And then Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Like,
Wow.
them,
Bless his
nigga,
heart.
if,
That's
if
all we
you
can
ain't
really
from New
say.
York
Yeah.
or you
I don't know
wasn't
Bless
born in the
His Heart,
80s, you
it's
don't
a-
give a fuck about how Sally
Like real
That's the
talk.
only
I ain't a
song they
Mace
really have
fan,
popular.
but
He did the Mason.
You know what I'm talking about, that Jack.
this nigga he just pissed on Mace.
But you see Houdini, he did them dirty too.
What do you give him,
I don't know
Diddy?
about Bless His Heart.
He gave them an 86,
like real
but
talk, I ain't a Mace
like
fan.
they got a 7
but-
on vocabulary.
That
Which-
nigga just won.
I can see
I
that.
can see that though because Ecstasy, the dude who passed away with the hat, was good. The
Uh-huh.
other nigga was not that good.
Mhm. But then like he gave them 8 on voice, which is I still find that weird.
I can see that because one.
Um,
I can
8
see
on
that though because
articulation, but
Ecstasy,
for
the
me,
dude
it's like
passed away with the
I
hat
understood every word
was
they
good.
said.
The other nigga was
That's
not that good.
Some people on this list don't. You can't do that.
8 on voice, which is I still find that weird. 8
He
on
gave Tupac an 8.
articulation, but for me,
Yep.
it's like I understood
But
every word they
Biggie got a higher score than Tupac, so we know what side he's on with that.
You can't do that.
He gave Tupac an 8, but then he gave Snoop an 87.
He gave Tupac
And Nas
an
an 84.
And Corrupt an 86. He got Snoop.
Yep, under Corrupt. I mean, right there with Corrupt. I mean,
He gave Tupac an 8, but then
Yep.
he gave Snoop an 87.
And Nas at 80.
This,
Keith Murray
And
got
Corrupt
higher
an
than Ice Cube.
86. He got Snoop.
Under corrupt. I mean, right there with corrupt.
Damn.
Keith Murray got higher than Ice Cube. Keith Murray had an 89. Ice Cube had an 88. But I mean, that just goes to show that sometimes these things are.
he gave Houdini a higher score than Curtis Blow.
I know. I think that.
Uh,
That
You
just
see, Blow had a higher score than Curtis.
that just shows that some of these things are circumstantial.
That just knows that the quote they
He gave
the
Houdini a
quote
higher
the
score than
late
Curtis Blow.
great. No, it was Dave Chappelle
Blow
said
had a higher
in the
score
Rick
than
James
Curtis.
kid. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta be smoking something
That just
to
shows
say
that
some of
the
this
quote
shit.
Dave Chappelle, the quote.
like that
Well, he
said,
said that because I think Rick really said it.
I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and most of them are full of shit. That's just the way I look at it.
But you gotta be
Gotta
smoking
sing
something
stuff like
to say some of this
Good,
shit.
just straight to the point, man. That's why,
Well,
you
no,
know,
I mean, it made for interesting discussion.
yeah, it's,
You know.
especially him. I was like, nigga, who are you judging anybody? Your
Oh.
career was was that long.
But he said he got a 95.
Well, no, I mean, it made
He
for
graduated in '95. What?
I mean, and don't get me wrong, Cool OD is in Big Street. He's part of the Treacherous 3. He battled LL. He conducts right now a hip hop tour in New York.
I mean,
But,
and don't get me wrong, Kumo D
you know,
was in these
me
streets
personally,
part of the Treacherous
when he
Three.
did he had some great lines. He got a lock on my job like a pit bull. When he broke with all the stuff that
right now,
LL
hip hop tour in New York.
meant was really cool and stuff like that.
You know, I
However,
me
it
personally,
never
I-
hit.
when he did the
His diss
he had
never
some great
stopped
lines,
the
he got a
career.
lock on my job like a pit bull.
Kept making
He
hits.
broke
Right.
all
Kumo
the
D
stuff that
stopped.
LL,
Yep.
After Jingling Baby, Kumo D stopped.
and stuff like that.
And
However, it never hit.
and even when they had the
his
Beats
diss never
DVD
stopped
that came out
the
years
career.
ago,
He
like
kept making
you,
hits. Kumo D
you know,
stopped. After Jingling Baby, Kumo
Kumo
D
D
stopped.
really say too much. He talked about his beef with
When
Busy
and
B.
even when they
I
had
ain't
the
be
Beat
Busy B
DVD
about it.
that came out years ago.
You notice
Like,
that nobody on that list
you know,
Nobody from Juice Crew.
Come on, he ain't really say too
Like
much.
Coon
He
and Big
talked
Daddy
about
Kane.
his
That's
with,
that's a shame.
Busy B.
But I feel like
I
that was
Busy B in the battle.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Biz Marquis. Biz Marquis Juice Crew.
Yeah, he was on.
But Roxanne Shantae's Juice Crew.
No.
She's not.
That's
Well, UTFO is, but we remember Roxanne
But you didn't
Revenge.
put Big Daddy Kane on it?
That's crazy.
No. Biz Marquis.
You don't got Coogee Rap on it?
But Roxanne Shantae's Juice Crew, and she's not on it.
Was Marty
But
Marl on
UTFO
it?
is.
No.
Well, Marty Marl was a producer.
We remember
But,
Roxanne Revenge.
but he was part of Juice Crew.
Yeah.
So he
That's
put up there.
crazy.
He was vocals. He was vocals
Except
on
you don't
in
got
Juice
Coogee Rap
Crew.
on
He
it?
wasn't by himself.
Yeah, he was the main producer.
Yeah.
But
Well, Marty Marl's a producer.
He's like a Kanye before they was Kanye.
Yeah, but
No
he was
EPMD.
bass stuff, but you know.
no EPMD.
Nope. Nope. He
He
could have
was
put
the main
De La
producer.
Soul on there for all I care.
But
No.
No chocolate.
No, he put
No
hooks on there,
EPMD
but you know,
no EPM.
You
I
got
would like to
Boogie Boys
see-
with no Tribe Called Quest or De La Soul.
I would have liked to see what he thought about Big Daddy.
I was
No, damn, De La's not on it.
Big Daddy Kane should have been like right under Rock.
You got Boogie Boys, but no
No
Tribe
Big
Called
Daddy
Quest or
Kane
De
to
La
change
Soul. I would. With Big Daddy Kane should have been like
Yeah,
right under
Cavs
Rock.
on it.
Yeah, Grass Tab, but no Big Daddy Kane. What the fuck? Yeah, Cannabis on there.
No Big Daddy Kane
Yeah,
with Jay
son.
Z.
But I mean, it just goes. I feel like with him, and then I've seen other people's report cards
Cavs, but no
before.
Big Daddy
And
Kane.
a lot of times they don't do the
Cannabis
report
on it.
cards based off of what you're supposed to. You can kind of tell
Yeah.
because he had technically had two report cards, and it was 2 pages, and you couldn't put certain people on it that were major, even during the time that you were out.
Yeah.
Juice Crew. Like, so I mean, it's really, to me, I feel like it even at his age now, he's still harboring some things.
San Francisco just scored.
No, the Rams just scored.
Rams?
Yeah.
They needed to, but I just need them to
That
win.
makes it 17-13. Cooper Cup again. That dude is sick.
San Francisco just scored.
Triple crown winner for the NFL for wide receiver, most catches, most yards, and most receiving touchdowns.
13 minutes, that's still a lot of time left.
Oh yeah. Credits his wife with supporting him on his dream of getting to the NFL, and now he out there doing it. Crazy. Motherfucker named Cooper Cup.
13 minutes, that's still a lot of time left.
Name what?
Cooper Cup. White dude.
He
leading-
trying not to laugh.
Hey man, leading the NFL in receptions.
Uh,
Yeah man, it's a wild world.
All right, let's get ready to wind this down. 63, you got anything?
You tune in tomorrow night as always, Sports on the Hill podcast, episode 258. We breaking down the Caps week that was, breaking down these, championship games. Excuse me. And the Wizards week that was, see if they can get out of this downward spiral that they're in. Like I said, tune in. We got some things in the works. I'm reaching out to some of the connections I done made to see if we can get some nice interviews lined up on the show, and trying to expand. We got a couple of folks that's reached out to get us on some different platforms, so I'm communicating with them right now. If it sounds good to me, I might make it work. Who knows? If you're looking for a new vehicle, come on down to Waldorf Honda, 2450 Crane Highway. Last day of the month. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, man. Just come on down, holler at me. We'll see if we can make that thing happen for you. 2450 Crane Highway, Waldorf, Maryland. Hey, man, you got self-promotion is the key, baby.
Good credit, no credit, bad
Yeah,
credit.
we make that thing happen, baby. Come on down there and
I'm
holler
about to
at us.
bust a rhyme for a second.
Hey, man, don't get me started. Throw
Don't
a
let
beat
Kumo
on.
D
Yeah,
hear.
let me
Who
throw.
knows which way he gonna go?
Hey, man, fuck Kumo D. I used to live downtown. Motherfucker.
Really?
29th Street.
Yeah, man, just trying to make it happen, man. Just chasing the dream, trying to make some moves and make some money in the meanwhile. And smack some ass when I get the chance. Yeah.
129th Street.
Just a mantra to live by.
Y'all ladies, watch out.
It's a simple life, man. Just stay out of
Simple
trouble.
life.
Yeah, just smack some ass, stay out of trouble, go to work,
You
chase
know,
your
like
dream.
you can't do that no more, right?
You
Not
can't
in-
Cooper Jr. with
You
it.
can't just walk around smacking people.
I'm not just
rear
saying
ends
random ass. I'm saying have some ass that you can have on
that
your
you are
that's
allowed to.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
just
she
telling
gave
people
you
get assault
permission.
charges. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You,
I mean,
you gotta be specific.
I don't just go smacking random asses.
I hope not.
I have before, but I don't do that on a random. That's not something I do on a regular anymore. You know, alcohol would normally be involved when that happened. Nah, I was no, it wasn't tequila. It was normally the mixing of alcohols is when that happens. Yeah.
Okay then.
'Cause this is normally the only place I be having mixed drinks at. That's why I learned to stay
I
away
didn't
from.
mix up none of your drinks.
Yeah, white
All
liquors
we
are
have was
dominant.
beer this week.
I know, that's why. Yeah, chilling.
Why y'all ain't open the shop?
I don't know. I told you I ain't a big fan of rum. I drink it, but I ain't. You know, it's not something like, oh, I gotta have some of that.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Nigga, all we had was beer this week.
I'm sipping this beer.
It's so pretty though. I think it's a nice.
It's been a long week and the beer was just doing what it was supposed to.
It happens.
What you got going on, Lady Auntie?
I don't know. I
Not
just
much,
know.
not yet. I do want to make an announcement. My daughter got.
It's
What
been
you
a long week and the beer was
I had to brace myself.
I'm so proud. I'm a proud mom. My daughter, who
What you got going on?
graduated from high school in 2020, will receive her bachelor's degree July of 2022. Right. So she's in an accelerated program, so she's going to have her bachelor's in 22 months. So that's really cool. She's in the final step. No, not really. she really doesn't have time to have a life.
I mean, the celebrated program, like work.
Pretty much for 22 months. And it's like she didn't have like, you know, kids get like a long summer break. She gets a week.
I mean, the celebrated program.
So she
purposely did this to herself.
I mean, real talk, if she wants to continue and do the master's program, it's 12 months. So like, let's say she goes straight through 3 years, she'll have a master's.
And she purposely did
Her
this to
friends
herself.
are going to be 4 years bachelors, you know?
Yeah.
So that's good. You know, she'll have a leg up on other people her age. Because even if she stops and goes into the workforce, that's 2 years in the workforce that she'll have on top of anyone else her age.
Yeah.
20 and having your bachelor's is pretty cool. Proud mama. And my son's still trying. He working towards that. Pilot's license.
Once you start flying, you beat them chicks over with a stick.
Oh, man. He flies it. Actually, is it next week? Or maybe next week.
Think about it. He said, I can take you high, baby. That's a whole new meaning.
Yeah, his flight. He has another flight coming up soon. Can't wait.
So I do have a
Think about it. He says, I can take
Mhm.
you high, baby.
So,
That's a whole new meaning.
there will be I talked about this before. It's been pushed back, but the date's supposed to be
So I do have
February
a
12th.
nice announcement.
On
So
the app is Wax Radio.
there will be I talked about this
and
before.
basically
It's been pushed back. The date's supposed to be
Spinwax has the license.
February 12th.
So that if you play your music and it's
the app
properly
is Spinwax
registered,
Radio.
however,
Basically,
with new situations come another new
Spinwax
situation.
has the license.
We will start doing
so that if you play your music and
after the
it's,
12th,
and
we'll
it's
start
properly
doing
registered,
promotional which means basically if you want us to play your stuff,
with new situations come another new situation.
and the promotional
We will
package will
start
include
doing after the
shows
12th,
Spinwax
we'll start
and
doing
the regular show.
promotional.
There's different ones
I mean,
with videos and
basically,
stuff like that.
If you want
and
us to
then if
play
you
your
want
stuff,
additional play on like on the CP3 shows,
and the promotional package will include
correct. We doing it free for a very
the show on Spinwax and then the
And
regular
if
show.
we're doing it free, then we're gonna play
different
what we
ones,
want.
videos and
Right.
stuff like that.
So
and then
don't.
if you want
So pretty
additional
soon
play,
where it says email, this, that's about to be replaced
Right. We're doing this free for
with
free.
the packaging list. And
If we're
you
doing
can
it free, we're
contact
gonna play with
any
you.
one of us,
So
about that.
don't. So pretty soon, where it
Because
says
we do
email,
help a lot, we do bring a lot of
this,
records
that's
and
about to be
help
replaced.
a lot of people,
The packaging.
but you know, it's
And
just funny
you
because
contact
the next time we do a
us,
review show,
you know about but
instead of just doing a review
we
and
do
getting
help a
hate,
lot. We do
like
break a lot
you
of
can disagree,
records.
in my opinion, if
Help a lot of people.
if you sending me at least $10 a review,
It's just
like,
funny
we
because
disagree.
the next
But if
time
I'm
we
doing
do
it
a
for
review
free,
show,
shut the fuck up and take my advice. That's just how
instead
I
of
feel.
just doing a review and getting hate, like you can disagree, in my opinion, if you're paying, if you're sending me at least $10 a review, like you disagree.
I'm probably doing
But
it.
if I'm doing it for free, shut the fuck up and take my advice.
It can be constructive criticism, but it's still gonna be
I don't
true.
know about the rest of y'all.
I might be a little bit more nicer. But no, I ain't gonna lie. The shit's trash. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm still gonna tell you how I feel too.
I would always remember the one dude took us to track. And also the B-side.
I might be a little bit
like,
more nice.
Sounds like y'all are hating.
No, I ain't gonna lie. The shit's trash. I'm gonna tell you.
Absolutely, sir. Just keep on thinking it.
Like,
I still
you
I
sent
will
us
always
the
remember
music and then hit us about reviewing it.
track. We all said it was the B-side cut.
That shit was
Like,
hilarious.
it sounds like y'all are hating. They know what
It was like, hey, that cut was me. Like, actually, the song was actually good.
It was
Like,
okay.
You
Don't lie.
sent
You
us
it was
the
okay.
music and then hit us
However,
about
it would have been
reviewing
better
it.
if your dumbass would have got a rapper
That shit was
to
hilarious.
rap on instead of you trying and
Wasn't
sounding
nobody hating.
very
That cut was
hard.
me. Like,
But
actually,
yeah,
the song
it
was
was
actually good.
What the fuck
Except-
did you need to rap for?
Okay, it was okay. However,
bastard.
it would have been better if your dumbass would have got a rapper to rap on instead of you trying and sounding very hard. Or better yet, it was a Neo
Oh,
Soul
shout
song.
out to
What the fuck did you need to rap
Facebook
for
who
anyway?
decided to limit what I can put
Dumb
on my page earlier today. It was for a hot second, but I disagreed with it and they removed that little block.
Me?
Algorithm.
No, they was like, no, you can't do it anymore. You can't post, you can't share or something.
What the hell did you do?
Nothing. It wasn't nothing bad. That's why I hit disagree.
Oh, yeah, you know. The
Oh.
algorithms be
That's how it is.
What the hell did you put?
Huh?
We're just gonna play a song.
He's singing.
Where your bitch
Oh,
at?
here we go.
I knew you would say that.
That's how you feel?
Yeah.
What,
You always
what is
do
wrong with you?
Yeah.
He acting weird. Oh, everybody get out.
Life is crazy.
Oh
man.
yeah, let me say this before.
You always feel that way.
As we make this movement and we grow, right?
Everybody get out.
I want y'all to understand something.
Oh yeah, let me say this before.
Don't come to us later
as we make this
and be
movement
like,
and we grow.
you know, I want to be cool with y'all.
I want y'all to understand something.
Like,
Don't
if you
come
hate me
to
now,
us
cool.
later.
Keep that
and
same
like,
fucking energy.
You know, I want to be cool with y'all again.
Because when I'm at peace, I'm a very peaceful person.
If you hate me,
When I'm an asshole, I am me.
When I'm at peace. Well, when you at peace?
When I'm asleep.
Because when I'm at peace, I'm a very peaceful person. But when I'm an asshole, I am me.
I think I'm a very peaceful person when I'm asleep.
When I'm asleep.
Excuse me.
Put your hands up.
It just felt like something came out you. You saw the ambulance?
It was a leaf.
It was a leaf.
It was a leaf.
A leaf.
It's a marijuana leaf. I coughed out a
got going on over there.
coughed out a whole leaf over this bitch. About to go plant that motherfucker.
Did you call the ambulance?
That's why you ain't see him sitting here looking stuck for a second.
I know the look.
It's a nice day, babe. It's a nice day.
They can't even hear you on.
Just over here scrolling, baby. Just seeing what's going on social media.
You pimping.
I know
You thought you changed it. Did you change your voice like 3 times?
What I do?
Hey, Ross. Oh my God. See the world getting colder, mine getting older. Do you ever think about everybody's drama? You come back with karma, and that's just pain. When life looking down, always a drain. Weight on your shoulders, everything start to change. You scared cause you think you'll never be the same. And that's just pain. When living this life, it always be pain. Hopefully last one night, and that's just pain. Everything be alright when you going through pain. And that's just my temper be pushing my limits. Mama be stressing when I get the physical. Cause I'm late with the rent and I haven't repaired, I need better decisions. I've been buzzing my ass, trying to get cash, the Lord is my witness. Bring 4 pieces of love, get over the drugs, see what I'm missing. Pops left me some pain, it's getting harder just to tell him I miss him. No matter what, we never perfect, and I'm always gonna forgive him. So now with the talking, you getting exhausted and just start to listen. Don't kick when I'm falling, cause I put my all in to get to some riches. Nothing will be the same, like a spent bill, people change. Expect the most from a nigga, even when I say keep the change. Need more time with my sister, but too many people speak your name. I'm working hard, man, I'm catching blisters, and it's starting to hurt when it rains. Don't mind me, I'm going through it, sweat it off when I just go to a show. They interest me, I'm known to it, that's just how it goes. I don't know how to deal with it, popping all of these pills with it. Reason man, I don't still get it. And that's just pain. When life looking down, always in the drain. Weight on your shoulders, everything starts to change. You scared cause you think you'll never be the same. And that's just pain. When living this life, it always be pain. Hopefully last one night, and that's just pain. Everything be alright when you're going through pain. And that's just